Good evening, and welcome to Nihon Nights, a modern-day Vampire the Masquerade Chronicles set in the prefecture of Chiba, Japan. Awakening for the night is Solomon, Clan Sumitsu, played by Nitro Paipat. Please do a rouse check to waken from your torpor slumber. Hungry tonight. Elias of Clan Salubri, played by Noscavian. Please do a rouse check to waken from your torpor state. Lovely. Marcelina of Clan Hakata, played by Larissa Ray. Please rouse check to awaken for the night. Last but not least is Skull of Clan Bruja, played by comic book Joker of the RPG table and Occasion by Night server. Please do a rouse check to arise from your torpor. Lovely. We begin this week. Marcelina is sat in a familiar wooden room. Alongside one of the walls is a line of mirrors. She has been sat on an uncomfortable wooden chair facing the mirrors. She sits patiently, her hands crossed and placed on her lap as she has been taught to do, time and time again. She tenses and relaxes each of her muscles one by one to keep herself sharp, as she has also been trained to do. It seems like she has been waiting for forever, until eventually the door behind her opens up and is gently closed behind Uncle as he walks in. He stands to Marcelina's side and doesn't turn his head to look at her, only addressing her reflection in the mirror. Marcelina, you understand your role and your purpose. You are an example of how well the family nurtures its members.
Yes, sir.
Now, not every member of the family is such a good example as you are. A few, very few, who do not take our care and nurturing to heart are around. One such young man you're about to meet. He thinks his own wants and needs trump those of the family. It is your job to show him the benefits of proper training, and also act as a warning to any others how maybe indulging your own thoughts of freedom and what happens to them. You are to not just kill him, but utterly eradicate him.
Yes, sir.
Uncle stands to one side and raises an arm as he calls out, "Bring him!" gesturing with his elderly hand for someone on the door to come in. Marcelina stays seated, watching in the mirror as a man who seems to be in his early 20s is escorted in. He seems confident, but Marcelina knows from his body language he is nervous, as he is led into the room and placed in front of Marcelina by Uncle, who assumes his position standing next to her. Marcelina, this is the man I told you about. Would you like to teach him the errors of his ways?
Yes, I would.
As always, you can choose your methods. And as the words leave Uncle's mouth, Marcelina is surprised by the presence of Skull, Solomon, and Elias, who seem to have appeared out of nowhere. Solomon has his usual disarming smile and cool demeanor, and a plinth with his briefcase in front of him. Skull has his cocky grin on his face and is smacking his fist, bearing his brass knuckles into his other hand, while Elias stands behind a plinth, holding a gun upon it. One more plinth stands on its own, with a tampo blade on it.
Marcelina is going to go over to Solomon first, and there she is going to open up the briefcase and pull out the knife that he last recommended her, the number 13, if I remember correctly, and pulls out, twirls it in her hands, testing the weight of it, and looks back at the person that she's supposed to be teaching a lesson. And then she's going to grab the brass knuckles from Skull put them on, and she's going to go over to the man, and the first thing she's going to do is punch him in the face.
But before you do that, is there anything Skull, Solomon, and Elias would like to do? As you were asked.
Currently, she's standing. She's standing in front of you guys, starting to pick out the things.
Marcelina, please. In this man's suffering, please give him mercy. And Elias would hand you the .45 caliber gun that has mercy engraved along the barrel.
She will actually whisper back to Elias and says, I can't. The family doesn't want mercy for him. They want him to learn a lesson. But she does take the gun and put it at her hip, as if there's a holster there.
Skull will just hold up the hand and loosen his fingers from around the brass knuckles. Go ahead. You know this is the best way to teach it.
She takes it and she smiles, and there's, I think, a kinship there of him knowing her, knowing what is expected of her, and there is, in her eyes, gratefulness in that.
Marcelina, I know I recommended the number 13 before, but if you would truly like to teach, I'm going southern for some reason. If you would truly like to teach this man a lesson, may I suggest the 23? It's good for removing large swaths of skin from any specimen.
She nods her head and she looks over at the specific knife and gets a very broad smile on her face. From there, she takes it, yells at the ghosts in her head, and and says, thank you, Solomon. I'll put this to good use. And she'll take it and walk over to her victim.
Victim is already screaming in agony.
Stabbing him. Yeah.
Yes. So she goes over to her victim and gives him a good punch on the face. Her intent is to, if she can, break the bone, the orbital bone.
Uncle will be standing over you, wide smile on his face, his hands clasped, almost cheering you on just from the one strike. How would you like to proceed?
Let's see. I think then she will probably take another swing with the hand that doesn't have brass knuckles on it, in attempt to break his jaw. Sort of, one this way, then the other that way.
Hear the noticeable crack and pop as the jaw pops out of its socket from your strike.
Then she's going to kick him in the chest so that he falls flat on his back. And from there, she'll crawl on top of him and sit on his chest and begin to slowly carve into his flesh, on his face first. Her intent would be to put the family name on the forehead.
That would be clapping along, jovially shouting yes and encouraging you as you make the man suffer. Blood spills out over his face from each engraving you make upon his forehead.
When she finishes that, I imagine that he's trying to close his eyes and maybe even squirm away to get away from the pain. And she grabs his face and she says, no, you have to look. You have to keep your eyes open. Here, let me help you. And she's going to Trigger warning, everyone. She's going to cut his eyelids off.
Blade slowly cuts into the eyelid as you pull on each one, separating it from the flesh. A small, ripping sound echoes into the room as Uncle laughs and tells you what a good job you're doing.
You know, I could have just given you my switchblade.
She giggles. She does laugh, and she. But there is a something off about it because it's not just.
There's something off about it, you think?
No, there's about her laugh. That she's not. It's not just in the violence that she's able to do in this moment, but also that she's getting praised for it, that she's getting affirmation for it from Uncle and hearing Skull's approval as well. She then has the special knife that Solomon gave her and says she uses it to cut open the man's shirt so that he's bare to her, and she begins to make incisions and looks to Solomon and says, like this? And there's something very childlike in that. She's completely unaware of what she really looks like in this moment. But yeah, it's very childlike, seeking approval. Am I doing it right?
Keep the blade angled closer to the skin. That way, the layers you take off are much thinner. That way you can just keep going on the same spot.
And she does. She proceeds to do exactly as she's instructed with great efficiency. Yeah. Just doing a slow torture of this man. Then saying to him, I hope you learned your lesson.
Clasp his hands together and say, Marcelina, such a good job. Now finish him off, won't you?
With that, she stands up and she'll take the gun that Elias gave her and she'll shoot the Kindred square in the forehead.
Marcelina stands over the broken, twisted cadaver that was once a person. Her coterie now gone, leaving only Uncle, who has the wide, beaming smile on his face still. He stretches out a hand to Marcelina's shoulder and says through beaming teeth, Marcelina, you have done so well. You never let the family down. You have learned to not just inflict violence upon someone, but use it as a message. And you now revel in your work. Never let that stop. Always take enjoyment in the suffering. You deserve a reward.
Really, for me?
Of course, Marcelina. Uncle gestures behind Marcelina, who turns as the room around her changes to a circular room entirely lined with mirrors. Marcelina turns on her heels to where once Uncle stood, finding a new member of the family in his place. She may not know him by name, but is able to easily recognize the kind of creature he is. The man adjusts his suit, brushing a small crease out, and cracks his neck as he hisses out, Marcelina, your reward. And the man reaches out with a hand more like a clawed talon, his gold ring reflecting Marcelina's face and the many mirrors surrounding her. He forcefully clamps his hand in a clump of her hair and rips her head backwards, forcing her to look at the ceiling. She hears the sounds of flesh breaking as the man extends his 4 fangs. Marcelina feels the sharpened teeth pierce her flesh, and excruciating agony overwhelms her. It takes all of her resolve to resist screaming out in agony from the attack. Her world is filled with darkness as she begins to slip out of consciousness, and at the last moment, nothing. She opens a single eye and is alone in the mirrored room. It seems much smaller, the mirrors now only centimeters away from her, and then the voices start. Marcelina remembers enough of the voices to recognize previous contracts, seemingly screaming out for her. Panic runs over her as the mirrors begin to stretch out in the shape of faces and hands grasping at her, over and over, until finally enveloping her, pulling her into the mirror and forcing her to her knees in front of a girl with long black hair obscuring her face that runs down to her hips. Marcelina eyes her from her head down and sees the girl's body fading away from her waist down. It reaches out with a hand, dripping with water and decaying flesh, as her fingers just grasp at her face, her fingers causing searing, agonizing pain to Marcelina, as the voice calls out to her. Marcelina awakens from torpor, her face dripping with water, and her fists clenched hard into her palms, breaking her skin, before she realizes she is now awake and relaxes her muscles when she hears the rest of the coterie downstairs talking in the kitchen.
Fuck.
Marcelina,
Yes.
having just awoken from yet another one of your nightmares, what are your thoughts and feelings right now?
I think she becomes distinctly aware that a sentiment that she may have heard amongst the family, the bill always comes due. I think she is feeling the sensation of is that time coming for her? And if so, she's got some things she needs to do beforehand.
Elsewhere in the house, upstairs in the attic of the coterie's new haven, Solomon is spending some time with the thin blood the coterie captured the previous week. Having made the decision to try and blood bond it, Solomon awakens as early as he can, avoiding Elias, and makes his ascent into the cramped attic. The thin blood is chained up in a far corner, his head in the palms of his hands, with only his despair for company as Solomon approaches the broken man. What would you like to do?
He's tied. Okay. In Solomon's, in Solomon's, indifference to this, kindred, I thought I would have left him staked, but, I guess somebody probably showed him mercy that Solomon wouldn't have.
Can't call someone if they're staked.
Oh, I did not know that. Thank you. Little thin blood. I'm sorry, I did not catch your name the first time we met, but it doesn't matter. If you don't mind, I will call you Ein, because you will be the first of many. I hope, that is.
First of many what?
Oh, you'll find out, don't worry. But here,
And the name is...
you must be thirsty. I don't care.
Book
Your name is
Mouse.
Ein now. Here, you must be dying of thirst. Would you care for a drink?
What's the catch?
There's no catch. I let you drink from my blood, and I
So let me
don't see a
get this
catch
straight.
here.
You kill everyone I was with. You drag me here against my will, lock me up in an attic, and then you're just gonna feed me out of the kindness of your heart, and there's no catch.
Well, I wish to make you better, and I don't want anything bad to come of that, so I wish to give you some of my blood, so that way I know that you will at least stay loyal.
Manipulation and subterfuge.
Oh, shoot. Okay. I didn't think I was going to be manipulating a lot, so I that's one of the things I got rid of.
Oh no.
Not by much though. Did I click that right? Subterfuge, manipulations.
Submiti without manipulation
Are
is
you
kind of like a
serious?
toreador without seduction.
Why you gotta call out my Toreador like that, though?
Oh dear.
Also, while we're sitting here talking, can I have retconned that I was drinking on my second blood bag that I got?
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Okay.
So. No! I don't trust you. I don't believe you. I don't know what's going to happen if I drink some of your blood. I mean, can't you put it in a glass or something at the very least? Make it presentable to me? I'm not some animal that's just going to grasp at your own skin and drink straight from you. That sounds awfully risky. I don't know what's going to happen to me.
You will be satiated.
I can eat food.
So can I.
Don't believe you again. Keep lying and over and over. How am I supposed to trust a single word comes out of your mouth? You abducted me, you chained me up here, and now all of a sudden you're the good cop?
Well, I figured I would do this the nice way. As the saying goes, you get more flies with honey than with vinegar. But if you wish, I could get my bourgeois friend to come up here. You remember him, right?
Oh, the concussion's making it awfully hard to remember much.
Well, he was the one that stabbed the switchblade into your gut. Do you remember that?
I remember the switchblade.
Well, we could devolve to methods like that, or I could just give you a drink. It's your choice, really.
Charisma and persuasion. Well played, by the way.
Thank you. Cool.
So, just drink from you, and you won't bring the stabby guy up here. That's the deal.
Yes.
Is there a catch? This isn't just some trick?
I see no tricks. I only wish to make you better than you are right now.
Well, it's very hard to believe you, but I guess I've got no choice. Where am I supposed to take this blood from? This isn't like a gym teacher situation, is it?
I have no idea what you're speaking of. I will simply cut my palm and pour it into your mouth.
Can I keep my eyes open?
I do not see why not, if that is some sort of prerequisite. Anyway, I have much to do this evening, so open up.
ST question, is this how you want to do it? You want to just cut your palm and let it drip into his mouth?
If that negates the blood bonding, then no. I was just trying to keep from putting any appendages directly into his mouth. But I guess
I've got an
thin
idea.
bloods
Do a
don't
rouse check for
technically.
me, please.
Okay. Because I know thin bloods
I've got
don't
you
really
covered,
have
Boo.
fangs.
Don't worry.
Rouse check. God damn it.
Gain a hunger. Solomon
Yeah.
begins to approach the thin blood, cutting open his palm. He slowly lets the blood pour into the thin blood's mouth, when suddenly he reaches his palm down and places it straight over his mouth, forcing the creature to drink straight from the source, and ghouling the thin blood in the process. Anything you'd like to do before moving on?
No, not really. Goodbye, Ein. I will see you in a few days. If you get hungry for food, if you still do, I don't know. Just give us a shout. We might have something.
Could you maybe... He'll gesture at the handcuffs. I mean, I don't want to piss you off, but... would you please?
Is the handcuffs the only thing binding him?
Yeah, I mean, he's handcuffed around some structural part of the house that he couldn't break off.
Maybe after our next meeting, and then I walk out.
Solomon, feeling pleased with himself that he now has a thrall of his own, start of many more to come, he is sure, leaves the thin blood in the chains, and walks down from the attic, descending the ladder, and meets up with the other members of coterie downstairs. Marcelina and Solomon join with the rest of them in the empty, cold wooden kitchen. The floorboards bend and crack under their feet as they walk into the old room and take a seat at the table, joining with the coterie. The coterie have discovered the next step in their investigation on Sato Hikaru leads to Takai Labs and a biochemist named Takeshi Ritsu. They also need to go find Cabraxis, the Ventru Primogen, and tell him they've cleared out the troublesome warehouse. What would you like to talk about?
Even and
Good
everybody.
evening. Same to you. We have things we need to do today, right?
We sure do.
Which would you like to do first? The lab, or do you want to talk to the venture?
I have no propensity for one or the other, so...
Whatever would bring us closer to finding Seto would be preferred.
Well,
Yeah, all right.
as much as I'd like to offer a third option, openly looking Marcelina down and up, I think it would be most productive if we actually start with the Sato lead, since that's our that's the one we've been working on the longest. Just seems right that we start there.
Yeah, it sounds good to me. I mean, the venture is, that'll be a quick something we can do at the end of the night, you think?
Mm-hmm.
All right, then. Let's go to the lab. I just have to get something really quick before we go. Marcelina's just going to go up to her room and grab, her usual, her usual tools and toys to bring with her when they go out. Also, when she comes back downstairs, is going to go to Solomon and say, "Hey, did that guy that you brought home? Did he wake up?"
Ah, yes, he did wake up.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. Can I get my steak back?
Yes, I believe I left that in my equipment. If you wish to have it back, I can give it to you.
I mean, like, my vest is like 3 pounds lighter for not carrying it, so.
He feels naked. Right. So, just what was his disposition when he woke?
Rather calm for someone that's been chained up in an attic for a week. I gave him some of my vitae to sustain him. And eventually he should become a loyal asset.
I love it.
Cool.
I love it. There will be no negative repercussions from this plan whatsoever.
I do not see
None
any.
at
No,
all.
not at all.
No, but I do have a question, Solomon. I know I've mentioned it before, but I really would love to see you work if your plan is to do any kind of work on this individual.
I was going
I'd
to
like to
make sure that his loyalties were in a correct... were laid out correctly before I started any sort of work on him. I don't want an abomination that does not want to listen to me. So, but you are more than welcome.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Also, can I borrow your 23rd knife?
23rd. Yes, I don't use it often, as it's for flaying and large sections of flesh. So, I don't believe I'll need it anytime soon.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And whenever he presents the the suitcase in which I can take it from, I will take it.
We're still at the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll go grab my suitcase and I'll grab skull steak.
Yeah, I'll take that immediately.
And as soon as the steak is offered, Skull will collect that, swap it from right to left, and just slide it into thrown into the vest. He has a few denim loops that just help hold it in place with a little denim pocket at the bottom. So it just nestles neatly in there. Like the top end is a little bit more exposed, so he just So there we go.
Elias, you're awfully quiet this evening. How are you?
I'm doing quite well. I don't know if I'm much keen on this conversation about knives and flaying and stuff. That sounds awfully gruesome, if you ask me.
There's a time and place for everything, Elias.
Yes.
Even brainwashing models into following you.
She wistfully walks out of the room, peering at this knife. She looks a little, obsessed with it.
Would it be okay if Skull followed? Because he's very curious what she would do, what she's planning to do with this.
Yeah, that's fine if you can follow, but yeah.
Yeah.
Shiv, would Elias be able to visit his herd?
Yeah. You've either...
yeah, we allowed them, I think, to stay in the house. I think that was we discussed
no
that last time, so they're not
any of the dots yet, so you've probably got them stashed away in a nearby cult house. Completely innocent house.
Right.
Communal spiritual house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nothing suspicious at all.
So yeah. Slake an appropriate amount of hunger, you'd be able to do that. You keep them very close by.
Yeah. Okay.
Subtly leave the house, go visit your herd, collect their tithes, and make your
the
way
donations.
Back.
Yeah. Can I go meet the shady guy on the corner?
Yeah.
Do you have the stuff? The stuff.
How many times do we have to go over this? Just call it vitae. It's fine. It's a Latin word. No one here is going to understand the bloody word that you say. It's fine.
That's fair. Thank you very much.
One or two?
2 is preferred, please. But
Well.
if that is an ask, I will deal with 1.
2 is fine.
Thank you.
I'll drive off mysteriously into the shadows, leaving you with 2 raw blood bags.
Well, I'm satiated. Now, what shall we do now?
Well, I'm ready to head out if you're ready.
Skull, being a local, would know. I mean, obviously the person playing the Skull knows this, but I'm just providing exposition for the listeners. That Takai Labs is near Chiba Minato Park on Chiba University grounds, which would mean bus, train, monorail. Monorail. Simpsons. You've also got the option of going hop, skip, and a jump, pretty much literally, down to Elysium to see if you can find Capraxis.
I think we're going to go to the lab first and take the necessary transportation to get there.
Yeah.
I think also Marcelina would have found an appropriate holder for her knife that she's got now, so that she's not walking onto a train with with a huge ass flaying knife. But has it kind of tucked away so it can't really be seen.
Kosher board
Skull
bus.
might.
Sorry.
I was about to say, Skull might make the mention that, like, if she needs it, he could probably get a hold of like a calf scabbard that if she's wearing like knee-high boots, will just tuck in very nicely in there.
Oh, I'd love that. If you can help me with that, I'd appreciate it very much.
I'll see what I can wrangle up from some of my contacts.
Want to make a retcon?
Huh?
Thigh-high boots, not knee-high. Very important.
Thigh-high.
Oh, yeah.
He's asking for thigh-highs, so I guess it's thigh-high.
I mean, it'll work in either. So.
You are always a treasure, and I appreciate you very much, Skull.
They used to belong to Solomon.
Would 1010 would love to see Solomon in thigh-high boots.
Yeah.
Where do you think he wore to the cuddle pile?
Oh, amazing.
The thigh-high cowboy boots made of real cowboys.
Yes. Oh my god. That's the look.
God, they weren't high heels.
Well.
From real heels.
Yeah, I was about to say, who says they weren't?
Right.
Grocery board a bus, takes them to Titanico down station. They board a train. It takes them to Chiba main station, where they switch over to the monorail. And is there anything you would like to talk about on your journey? Or would you like to arrive straight away at Chiba University?
Whether we're talking about anything or not, Skull's just going, as soon as they walk in there, he's just using Daunt the entire time to make sure no pesky ass kind decide to wander their way over there, being all nosy or just absent-minded. Nah, stay away. Don't want you.
So, question before he pulls out the Daunt: how many people are on the train at the moment?
There would be people on the train, but there wouldn't be a huge amount. But with the benefit of Daunt, plus the way Japanese society is, you get a whole carriage to yourself.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. I mean, sort of wonderful. I guess on the as we go in there and kind of get settled in, the Kotaros see that Marcelina, she's shooting smiles and winks at people that look their way. very as if she's kind of daring them to come over a little bit. Even like giving a little finger wave to some of them. Then, of course, when they see the daunt, they probably get super scared and leave. But that is what the
And
Dakota
you'll
Rubicine
probably
are
only get
doing.
a few little innocent waves from Japanese children who are quickly reprimanded by their parent.
Yeah, which Marcelina giggles at because she finds that
Yeah.
hilarious.
Why do I feel like this is a "oh hi" followed by Skull's "why are you looking at my girl" kind of thing?
Well, since we have a whole cabin to ourselves, let's discuss the benefits of enlightenment and self betterment.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Elias.
You know what? Okay, you know. If we don't let him do it sometimes, he's just going to keep badgering us about it. At least if we let him get out of the way now, he won't do it later in front of other
Right.
people who might look at him worse than us. for
Well,
it.
I do have a question, Elias. I have a question for you in enlightenment. Right now, I know
Yes.
that there are philosophies, right, that encourage the same as yours, finding enlightenment through peace. But would you be able to say if maybe there's an enlightenment that comes through violence?
Well, I suppose people believe in all sorts of things, but I for one don't understand how anyone could have peace through violence and misery. That just sounds like it would be chaotic and a life of turmoil.
Are you telling me you've never killed somebody just to enjoy the silence afterwards?
No, of course not. That would be horrible.
So you've always been like this. I mean, even before you returned.
Well, to some extent, I've definitely become more of a pacifist after I was. I made a grave mistake that it left me pretty traumatized with my own actions, and that's when I vowed to live this life of peace.
I see. I see. Well, I think there's something freeing about not always choosing to turn the other cheek, so to speak.
Skull
Yes,
just
but-
offers her a fist bump.
Get some back.
But if you keep giving in to your baser desires, you could potentially lose yourself to the beast and lose what makes you you.
Okay, counter. Just playing devil's advocate here. But what if you are that? You've always been that. It's not really giving in to anything. You're just being yourself. Is that so bad?
Well, if someone is a beast and a monster, I'm sure they would have difficulties fitting into society. Beasts and monsters don't talk, they don't dance, they don't masquerade in politics, they just eat and consume.
I
Skull
beg
will
to
just
differ.
get right in his face. I don't think you realize that my kill count was in the double digits before I was ever embraced. Most of them I don't regret.
Marceline is very much like admirably looking at Skull. Like, yes, double
Yeah.
digits.
Yeah.
Well, that
I mean, just the realm of double digits leaves a wide margin, though.
yeah, we talking
Yeah.
like just hit 10, or are we talking like 98 and counting?
Well,
It's like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
Skull sure isn't Latella saying right now.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's just it's a big. Well, that's Skull. That's quite unsettling.
But my point
Well-
is, I clearly understand politics well enough. Right?
Yes.
And I can smile and integrate and dance and just
Objection,
do
Your Honor.
all
You're white.
I didn't say I could do it well. Anyway, I didn't say
Well,
Amazing.
Skull, I'm not saying following that path would immediately turn you bestial or monstrous, but it is an inevitability of that path. I'm surely over the years you've found yourself wanting to pull away from discussions and civil discourse and enjoying the killing and the violent aspects more. I mean, I for one would never consider feeding or eating on a kind in such a violent manner. Yet it's commonplace for many of our kind, and some even take it further.
now.
What do you mean? Take it further.
Well, we often consume individuals with vitae. Some people, like myself, get donations or drink from bags. Other people, I think, like our good friend Daisy, consider themselves vegan and will only feed off animals. Actually, do we know that? I don't think Daisy's actually told us that, has she? No, never mind.
I don't think she's. Yeah, I don't think she's told us that, but I think we've seen her feed before.
Okay.
So.
Well, some kindred will only feed off of animals, rats or cows or pigs or any number of livestock.
That sounds completely unsanitary.
It's disgusting.
Yes, and then I think the largest majority of kindred feed directly from a kind through various methods, some violent, some seductive. And then a smaller group, usually among the more elder of our kind, and as evident with acts such as diablerie, feed from one another.
At this, Marcelina smiles but says nothing.
I've heard.
Let it be
rumors
known,
of their-
Skull has not gotten out from Elias's face. He's still just.
Elias would not be looking at Skull. Elias would be like talking and looking to the side. And I've also heard tales of other supernatural entities that sometimes kindred feed from, but I don't know much about them.
I've heard stories
fascinating.
very similar. I'd love to get my hands on some of that.
Yes, I wonder what that must be like. I don't know, Elias. I think it's just very suffocating, to always choose peace. I can understand, as I said earlier, time and place for everything. I can understand needing to find a moment where you're peaceful, but I don't think every single situation calls for such a thing. I think you should have a little more fun.
I mean, look, at this point, Skull will back off a bit. Look, trying for a peaceful solution does always have its place. Like, remember back in the greenhouse? My first thing was trying to get them to stop fighting.
Yes. It
Actually,
didn't
no,
work,
that
though.
wasn't that wasn't the greenhouse. That was
That
a
was in that
different
weird
part of the.
cell
Yeah,
underneath.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Where we found
But it's
Solomon's friend. Well, not
well,
his literal friend. I'm sorry. I
I
just
was
meant the
going to
person.
say, yeah, friends is
uh,
a
it
strong choice
it
of words.
it was one of the. It was somewhere in there. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Well, again, I think a moment where being violent was
hmm
necessary. I mean, look, they had captives, and they didn't look like they were going to stop. I think we've done a service in eliminating that problem. I think that everybody has a number, a time, you know, and if it's your time, then you need to go, right? And if you're doing things like kidnapping people, um, well, your time might be a little sooner than you thought, and that's okay too.
Well, there is certainly something to be said for saving the lives of others. But I think I will stay course on my quest for peace.
Mm, I do wish you well on that. I hope that you're able to always maintain that mentality.
Yes, as do I. It is my
someone
hope.
in this group. Yeah, someone in this group has to, after all.
You keep us good, Elias.
Pressure.
Of course.
Right.
Poetry
So,
arrive. Oh, sorry.
no, you're fine. I was just gonna ask real quick. Do we know how we want to approach this? Speaking of being peaceful or not, what do we know about this lab, if
I
anything?
mean, this is one of those situations where we're going there. We know we're looking for information,
All right.
and so we probably want to start peaceful.
Hmm. So storyteller, really fast. Do we know what? So this is a lab. Do we know all that they do at this lab, or anything of that nature? Like, would there be any kind of I don't know, experimentation, blood stuff? Like, do you know what I mean?
So the lab itself is in Chiba University grounds. It's clearly used for teaching during the day and during the night. Contract work. It is a biochemical
Okay.
lab, so that can involve a vast array of things, including blood.
Okay, wonderful. So maybe, given the nature of this place, we'll find out also a little bit about that blood plague situation. Maybe they've had a person or two come in that don't look too good, If that's how this kind of thing works. I don't really know too much about biochemical labs. Um, as much as I know is like Resident Evil, Very umbrella. You've never
I
seen it?
mean,
You don't know Resident Evil?
No,
well, I
so
mean,
that
Resident
so that
Evil is a very umbrella term. It could mean many different things that are evil.
Yeah, okay,
you
so you don't
would
know there's
love
a
it.
it'd be your favorite. It's such a great game. We'll talk about it later, but it'll be right up your alley. We'll see if maybe we can get a console into the house and you can play the game. It's so much fun.
A console?
A gaming oh my gosh, Solomon.
Like a
I've got a lot to show
Nintendo
you.
But
PU.
Yeah, something like that.
yeah,
I think
it's
look, we'll find. I'm sure Skull with his contacts can find a console or two for us as a
A
gaming
stay-at-home
thing,
station.
and we'll play some games. Yes, we can play some games.
yeah. It looks back here. He could probably give himself a couple extra tendons and have better reflexes than us.
Exactly. You'll have so much fun with it.
Yeah.
The fucking controllers nowadays, you need extra bloody tendons for all the buttons. What the fuck?
Who's that? Is that God? Anyway, off to this lab now.
Yeah.
Shiv, can I use Blush of Life?
Yes, do a rouse check for me, please.
Oops, looks like
Gain
I gain
a hunger. coterie arrive on Chiba University grounds. At this time of night, all the students are at home, leaving only professionals in a few of the buildings to do supplemental work for various contractors that increase the campus's income. The coterie head into the maze of buildings, finding most of them eerily quiet and their lights extinguished. Thanks to those of them that are able to read kanji, they are able to follow the signs to Takai Laboratory, eventually finding this somewhat squat but wide building bearing rust along the sides of the once perfectly white roof and light reflected on the inside, pull-down shades and the grimy windows. How should I proceed?
In these windows, can we see into them? Like, are they so grimy that we can't see into them, or
Shades
can we
pulled
see into
down.
them? Oh, I see. Okay, right. Well, I guess we'll just walk on in. I don't see any need to be too sneaky on this.
Not this time, anyway.
Shall I knock?
Yeah,
By
unless
all
they've got
means,
one of
Elias.
those speakers, one of those.
Elias will go up to the door and knock.
Is there a speaker device?
No.
Because I don't know that anyone's going to hear a knock.
Just a handle and a mortise lock. No idea what you call them there.
Oh,
Foreign
okay.
country.
Elias will try to
Okay.
open the door.
And the door just opens for you.
Elias will
walk
hold the door for the coterie. After you all.
Oh, such a sweetheart. Always so polite. And she'll walk in first.
Yeah, I'll follow everybody in.
Coterie find the entrance on the side of the rather uninspiring building, entering inside without issue, finding no obstacle to their presence as they proceed onwards deeper into the lab, their feet barely making any noise on the clean laminate floor, following the corridor on and passing various nameplates, until they stand outside the one marked Takeshi Ritsu, Biochemistry. Is there anything you'd like to do before entering inside of the lab?
Do we see any people moving about, milling about?
At this time of night, even as you walk in, only a few of the labs themselves are occupied. So, out of let's say 10 labs, including Takeshi Ritsu's, there's probably only 3 of them occupied.
Okay, and there's no kind of security detail. Like, do I see cameras or anything like that?
No.
No. Oh. Seems fairly unprotected for a place that's so important.
Right. I know this is a foreign concept to you being American, but the schools in the rest of the world don't need that much security.
Amazing. Anyway. Incredible.
Not protected as you go in either.
How do they keep the students from bringing guns to school?
Imagine. Yeah, I think Marcelino will probably just check to see if she can open the door, and if it's open, just walk right on in.
Absolutely okay. Anyone going in with Marcelino?
Yes.
Sure, I'll go.
Mr. Keshi? He's muted at the moment. Are you coming in with us? Or are you staying outside?
Me? Oh, I'm coming in.
Yeah, I thought so.
The door opens to a lab in full operation. Large glass test tube apparatus dominate the middle floor, a whiteboard behind full of various formulae and calculations, ducked behind one of the large alembic-like apparatus, I don't know why I'm saying apparatus, with a blue flame burning under it, is a man deep in concentration, watching a thick red liquid begin to boil.
Mr. Keshi?
Are you going to say it like that?
Uh-huh, because well, hold on. It's the last name first, right?
Yeah.
So it's Keshi Ritsu, right? And Ritsu being his first name.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so she's going to say Mr. Keshi?
He'll just look up, start, and be like, Nanda? It's a great superhero name, by the way. It's just come to me, I am Nanda! Sorry.
It's fine. She immediately says, "Oh, well, so what are you working on here? This looks all very interesting." Oh, sorry. I'm Marcelina, and she'll put a hand out to shake his hand.
And he's just looking. Honey?
She's saying that not in English. She's saying that in Japanese.
Well, in that case, he's not going to take the hand. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
And say, "Oh, konbanwa," and give you a small, short bow.
Right. So, what are you working on? Seems rather important.
Well, can't really tell you about it. It's classified. But it's kind of cool, so I might tell you about it.
You should totally tell me about it. And she's gonna lean on the desk and go towards him.
I'm going to tell you about it.
Thought you might not to.
That'd be fantastic. Can't wait to hear it.
So, I've been employed by this small company called Ranu Nova. I'm merely to provide analysis for samples delivered to me various times in the day when the university is in normal operation. We keep the deliveries stored underneath the lab, of course, in a storage area. The blood extracted will simply perish if it's not fresh, so to speak. I don't know who delivers it. No one goes down there. But every night, there's a fresh sample of blood waiting for me outside the lab. My
Sounds
job,
fascinating.
my job is to extract what, in layman's terms, no offense, not that he'd say no
that's
offense,
fine.
is to extract the essence of the blood, turn it something into pure. The leftover blood is practically useless as it lacks most necessary components, but we send it on to various hospitals to be used for blood transfusions. It doesn't seem to inflict any harm and is quite useful for those who do need a transfusion. It's better than nothing.
That's fascinating. So far you haven't found anything, I don't know, fun and interesting about this blood? Nothing strange or off?
I don't really know how to explain it, but compared with anybody else's blood virtually, yours, even myself, it just seems more vibrant.
Vibrant? How?
More, I suppose, maybe more pure? Base starter line? It's not, it just seems better quality of blood. It flows easier, the platelets form easier, it carries oxygen at extremely phenomenal rates. Although it seems to have no obvious effect on anyone. But the hope, of course, at least I think, is that if I can extract what makes this so pure, vibrant, that perhaps it could lead to breakthroughs in other areas.
Oh, and you're receiving this from some unknown benefactor?
Oh, Ranu Nova, I assume.
Right. I meant the deliveries themselves. You sure you don't know? Maybe in passing might have seen something?
No, I'm far too busy during the day. All I know is that it must get delivered at some point during the day, and no one else goes down there.
Fascinating.
It's all
Do you
locked
mind
up,
if
of
I
course.
Oh, okay. No, understandable. It's very important. Would you mind if I took a look just to see, maybe if there's anything left behind, clues of who exactly delivers this stuff to you? I mean, I imagine that you don't want to get mixed up in anything too dangerous, right?
Where's my persuasion?
I
Okay.
feel like since this entire conversation is in Japanese, Solomon's just been wandering around the room with his hands behind his back, kind of just leaning over, and everything's probably written in Japanese as well, but math is math. So he's just looking at all the equations and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to stick with that role?
I'll stick with it. But what she will say is this: I know it may seem strange me asking all these questions, but, you see, I'm a part of my group here. We're a part of another group that's really just trying to keep things on the level. Protect people such as yourself. You wouldn't want anything dirty getting found and connected to you. I'm sure you value your job and your career.
Well, of course I do, but for the very same reason, I can't just give you a supply key.
Oh no, of course not.
It's a he'll look at Marcelina and say, maybe perhaps if you asked him to take us there and he used the supply key.
Right.
That might be I would like to use my coterie merit, boot and rally, where I'm to coach somebody coach somebody a little bit to try to boost them up a bit, which essentially lets you re-roll any black dice in your previous roll.
Yay!
So you
May
get
I do
free.
that? I would like to...
Use the WP
Free
reroll button, and you get 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get 2. All right.
And it's for free.
All right. Well.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have to give me the key. No, more if you wouldn't mind, you just take us there, and maybe you can just let us in. She's leaning real close and doing her best to seem very interested in him.
I don't know why he's looking around. It's his lab. I'll tell you what.
Yes.
I'm just going to reach into his pocket and put the key on his lab desk. I'm just going to leave that there. And if it just so happens to go missing, then it must have dropped out of my pocket at lunch or something like that. And I clearly don't know what happened to it.
No, you are far too focused on your good work, helping those who are going to definitely need this, for transfusions and other things. You've been such a great help. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
When he kind of wanders, I guess, so when he wanders away, she's going to snatch up the keys. And then she'll walk by Elias and she's like, how's that for peace? I think I did all right.
Yes, that was quite admirable.
Solomon.
It's probably a lot to ask with just looking at numbers, but is there anything I could deem from the equations and whatnot that he has written that might just be of interest?
Yes, hang on.
I think Shiver's finally understanding what catches my eye.
So you'll see that the formula in the top left, y equals r cubed over 3. And you're able to determine the rate of change in the curve correctly. And the derivative dy equals 3, r squared. In other words, rd rr.
Math tip.
But the rest of the formula, it's merely showing oxygenation, blood processes, and various attempts that he's done to extract different chemical parts of the blood, so to speak. He's attempting to distill the blood using various methods, using various fuels for higher temperature flames, lower temperature flames. That's why he was boiling blood when you came in, which stinks, by the way.
Right. Yeah, no, I knowing what distilling does, I find it really fascinating that he would try doing it with something like blood, which, yeah, interesting. All right.
With your knowledge as well, you would be able to guess that he is going through the scientific method of basically throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. So this is obviously not his first rodeo. He's gotten to the point where it's like, maybe I'll just fucking boil it.
Okay, thank you.
With that, Marceline is gonna start walking out of the office and looking for this downstairs area to investigate.
Let's see. Just in case anyone needed to know, the storage lab entrance is downstairs outside, and he'll walk out.
Mm-hmm. Yep. She'll have heard that and keep it pushing.
Skull will stay hot on Marcelina's heels, considering now that she has effectively become the most important person in this particular leg of the night.
That and the thigh highs.
I'm sure that has helped. What were you going to say, Sal?
I was just going to comment on how helpful this guy's being.
Oh, incredibly helpful, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, he's an educator. He doesn't get paid for loyalty.
Mood.
Also, I think he was just interested. I think poor guy probably doesn't have too many people that speak to him in an admiring way, and so I think he was just appreciative to have someone listen and actually care about what the fuck he's talking about,
If governments paid teachers more, they might care about their job more. Just saying.
Maybe we could.
Funny how that works.
Imagine that. She's gonna. So while her body is very relaxed as she's moving towards the area that he described, she's definitely still like very alert and keeping track of what's around, any weird shadows slinking in the night type of thing. Just keeping an eye out for, or even if there's any delivery trucks or things like that, because he did mention a name of that company. Trying to see if she sees any evidence of something like that around too. Well, I figured not.
I mean, that's fine, but you won't catch anything.
Okay, that's fine.
Coterie follow Ritsu's guide to the storage area under the lab, descending the small set of concrete stairs bearing a small iron railing that snakes along the length. At the bottom of the stairs is a thick painted white metal door, preventing anyone from entering. Next to the door is the Mortise Lock. Anything you'd like to do before you proceed in?
Yes, no, maybe? All right,
knock on the door.
Hey.
Don't knock on the door, Elias. Ain't nobody in there. Then she'll go and unlock the door. She'll, try to keep them all out the door.
Skull, this fit. The door opens, and a metallic creak and concrete scrape echoes through the underground storage area. As the door opens, the fluorescent lights hum into life, and the coteries slowly proceed in, walking past the obvious metal shelves filled with various equipment. It is clearly meant for use in the labs upstairs. As they step behind the neatly stacked shelves, they find the rest of the storage area opens up, and against the wall are 4 stretchers, each one containing a body, attached to an IV drip that seems to be slowly leaching their blood into neatly placed bags by each stretcher. How should I proceed?
Well, this is not what I was expecting. Right. Can I would like to inspect the bodies. I want to see if they're kindred, um, or if they're similar to our friend that we, or if, not our friend, but similar to the people that we found in that under area of that shed in the park.
Intelligence medicine, please.
Okay.
You can apply. Oh yeah, no, never mind. Intelligence medicine.
Yeah.
Marcelina proceeds over to one of the bodies, inspects it, and instantly sees that it is breathing and there is a heartbeat. It is clearly mortal, but unconscious.
Right. So they just have these kind all strapped up here. How many are in the room, would you say?
4.
4. Okay. Is there any kind of like identifying tag on them or anything like that? Clipboards or nothing? No.
3 of them are women.
Okay.
1 is male.
Okay. Um. All right. I don't know how y'all want to proceed with this. I wasn't expecting this.
They had to be getting the blood somehow.
Yes, but I don't know. I thought more like a blood bank situation. Stuff that was donated. I don't
Technically,
know.
it is donated.
Yes, but well, let me take a look around. And she's gonna inspect the room itself and see if she finds anything to give some clues.
Wits and awareness, and you may apply your specialty in sight.
Thank you so much.
Gull is also going to look around if we can also add 1 bonus die to that.
Absolutely.
So 2 then rather than the 1?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay. Ooh, I almost put 20.
You can see the hairs
Not
on the
great,
back
but
of
not
the gnat's neck.
bad. All right. I think actually I'll use a willpower reroll here to try to help with 3 of those. Ooh, we lost somebody.
Oh no, Elias found enlightenment.
Oh no. Well, that did
Wonderful.
not help any, huh? There it is.
Elias has
That's fine.
ascended.
He did. Elias
Elias is
ascended, and
now in
we've
Connu.
switched. Yeah.
Hmm. Why would you wish that on him, though? Like
He could be with his own
they're
kind.
just they're terrible, though.
Yeah, no. I'll teach him to seek enlightenment. That's what they want. As you inspect each of the bodies, you'll see that 3 of them are just far too anemic and wouldn't survive being revived. However, 1 would be able to be brought around successfully without slipping away.
Okay.
His
So,
name is Phil.
Bill is the one
Phil.
that can be roused.
No,
Oh,
I'm
Phil.
just
Phil.
yeah.
I was like,
It's
there
not
was
really
no
his name. I
identifying
just had to do
Traditional
an
factor.
Iron Man
Japanese name.
reference.
So be like, there was no identifying factor, storyteller. What are you talking about? Okay. So the one that seems like they would survive being roused, I'm actually gonna go. Solomon, come here real quick. Can you help me?
Yes.
These other 3, they don't seem like they're doing too hot. But this one, I think we can wake him up and maybe get some answers from him. Do you think you can
Sure.
help me with that?
Yes. This is like, I mean, I know we walked in here and found people, but this is like a storage room, right?
Yeah.
Can I look around and see if I can find any like smelling salts?
Yeah, sure. Wits and awareness for me, please.
Because Solomon doesn't have anything in his bag of tricks to help wake people up, but I'm not going to just slap the dude. Can I do intelligence investigation instead?
You could always ask Skull. He'll slap a dude.
Well, I don't want to slap him because it might kill him.
Okay, we won't
I
do it hard. It'll be like, rest hand one side. Up. I don't have lethal body, okay?
Roll 20 is being slow.
Mm.
Definitely roll 20 being strange.
Yeah, because it's not coming up either.
I put it through twice and it's not. Well, to alleviate this, I'm just gonna tap him on the side of the cheek, like, "Hello, are you in there? Please wake up."
I asked Solomon for help because I figured with his abilities and shit, he might be able to, but he just okay.
Good enough, and he'll slowly come to. And as
Hey,
you
sweetie, are you
come into focus, am I dead?
No, not yet, darling.
No.
Quite alive. How about we get you to sit up, huh? Maybe we can help you out of here. I don't. She will help him. Like she'll use her her arm to kind of lift him up and support him.
You'll notice that he is putting most of his weight on you. He is very unsteady. He is very weak.
Yeah. Solomon, do you mind maybe taking that out? And she'll reference the IV or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, to take that out, kind of alleviate him from all that.
No problem.
Solomon, can you help with that? Thank you so much. Hey, sweetheart, do you know how you got here? Or rather, better question, what's the last thing you remember?
Taken when I was going home from work in the evening. I was dragged through somewhere quiet. Dirt path. Lots of trees rustling in the wind and past a river. I was kept in a very strange bedroom. It didn't seem Japanese. Then a van into a grotty underground room, and I was held in a jail cell. And then I woke here.
Well, my name's Marceline. What's your name, darling?
Michio.
Michio. Okay. That's a lovely name. When you were leaving work, did you happen to be walking by a park?
It's near a park, but I wasn't going into
Near a
it.
park. Right. Do you know which park? Maybe can you remember which one?
Anderson Park.
Okay. All right. Well, you have been incredibly helpful. I think we should maybe help our friend here. Maybe get him somewhere safe.
Hearing voices. Couldn't make
Oh,
out
you
everything
did?
they said. But I know at some point they were talking about me, either taking me to a lab Or Kiji Noya. Oh my fuck me. Kiji Noyama Nursery. And Skull
Nursery.
will know that Kiji Noyama Nursery, despite being named a nursery, is an old folks' home.
When I look at this guy, how old is he?
Early
Roundabout.
30s, strapping young man.
Oh, okay. All right. Do you remember those voices if they sounded masculine or feminine to you?
Definitely masculine.
Yeah. Okay. Right, well.
Strange style of Japanese, though.
What do you mean by that?
Old-fashioned.
Oh. So not using what's common tongue now. Right. Okay, well maybe we can get you out of here. And get you someplace safe so you can get your strength up. What do you think about
Burger
that?
Emperor.
Yeah.
Pizza Shake.
Well, I think maybe we can rustle up some of that for you.
I've heard
Or-
Mahjong pizza is good.
Or, Voteria.
Oh. We'll see what we can do about getting you some food, darling.
What about Bosburger? I'm just going to go through all the Japanese fucking burger chains at this
Incredible.
point.
She's gonna try to like help him stand up, knowing that she'll probably be holding a lot of his weight. Try to get him standing. Is he clothed or in some kind of like, almost like a hospital gown, or
It's
you
a
know what I mean?
hospital
Like
gown.
what?
Crack is on full show needlessly.
Okay, that's fine. I'll make sure to cover it up. Keep this man decent. Right. Elias, darling, I think someone here may need your help.
Yes, of course. So since I just got back, are we helping the people who had the IVs in them and stuff? That's what
So
we're doing.
there was 3 that are still under, but that's because they look very anemic, and like if we woke them up, they'd probably not be able to make it. But this particular fellow that I have right now is not quite so close to death. So
Yeah, I slapped him on the face and woke him up.
Okay.
with all the finesse that Solomon could muster.
Did we at
Through
least get
1930s
the
medicine.
yeah? Did we at least get the IVs that were draining their blood out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we started.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I will I will help the man stand. He's like, how are you feeling now? Any better?
Throw up.
I guess we.
Oh, good. Marceline's gonna
What?
step out, like 1 step back, so he just goes on the floor and not on her at all.
Elias would try to get like a he would have someone nearby, either Marcelina or someone hold him, and Elias would get a bucket and like some cloths and water or something, whatever he could find, and try to like wipe up the throw up.
You'll be able to
And then
find
once,
like a small bottle of ionized water and
yeah, sure.
tea towel from the storage area.
Then once that's taken care of, I'll take the guy again. And I guess we don't. Are there any clothes in here, or is it just like hospital?
Just hospital gowns.
Just a gown.
Okay.
The other women, they're also in hospital gown situation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps while I'm holding him, perhaps we can get a taxi and get some drive-through food for him, and then take him to to our place to get clothed?
He'll look down.
Unless,
Yes, I think.
No ramen.
Mhm.
unless, huh?
He'll look down at the puddle of puke on the floor and be like, "No ramen."
No.
No ramen. We'll get you
No.
something a little more hearty. Once she's sort of like passed this guy off to Elias, Marcelina is going to kind of strain her back up and go, "I'll be right back." And she's going to go back up and find Mr. Keshi.
Yeah. And he'll be back in his lab. And you walk back in, and he's just playing around with the various test tubes and Bunsen burner. Oh! I wasn't expecting you back. Come on up.
What's that?
Well, usually when someone breaks into somewhere illegally, they don't hang around the scene of the crime. I mean...
You see, I wasn't aware that there was a crime. I didn't think there was a crime. I was just, doing a service. Mr. Keshi, I've got a question for you.
Yes.
Did you know that there are bodies down there?
Down where?
In that place we weren't supposed to go.
You did not? What? Bodies? What kind of bodies? Whose bodies?
Several of them, in fact.
That won't do at all. That's not what the storage area is for.
No, it's not. I want to do essentially an insight check on him. If I can use streetwise, though, I don't know if that makes sense. I want to see not only if he's lying, but like, yeah, I want to see if he's like truly surprised by this fact. Like, did he really not know?
Gonna have to be wits and
Oh
insight.
no, that's streetwise. Yeah, that's fine. I'll do wits and insight.
But it won't be a particularly difficult task.
Okay. I don't have much in that way, but yeah.
Would you like successive costs?
Yeah.
Ah, lovely. And as you look into the man, you'll be able to see that his reaction seems genuine. He did not expect, probably even want dead bodies, down in the lab. It's completely unknown to him. And as you do so, your mind is cast back to those bodies, thinking of them. Your blood urges you to study individuals that are all around you, studying them for signs of illness, frailty, or impending death, until Marcelina has predicted a death, or solved the cause of a local one. Marcelina suffers a 3-dice penalty to other rolls. You do not have to be absolutely correct, but stay within the realms of possibility. You are suffering from the Hakata compulsion morbidity.
Okay. Right, so you see how I told you didn't want to get caught up in anything that might ruin your career. See, this is one of those things.
Certainly sounds it. Although, is it my career risk, really? I'm not the one that's delivering these bodies. I just do the work that's contracted out to me.
No, but the police aren't going to see the difference. They're just going to see
I'm
you.
sure they would. I can prove that all I do is contract work. I'm not the one that goes into the storage area. There's I'm sure there's a trace of this company delivering these bodies.
So who exactly goes to the storage area to get that blood for you? Do you know?
the blood to be studied merely appears in the lab every night, and I proceed to do my work on it.
Interesting. She's staring at him a little too long. Imagining what he would look like dead. And sort of lost in that for a little bit. But then she kind of wakes herself up and says, well, I'm going to need you to be a little bit more helpful than that, darling. Maybe you can direct me to someone that you may think deals with such things. Delivery, of course, not the dead bodies. Other than this special work. There's a security guard. Oh, I'd love to know who that is. Where can I find him?
On the security gate. On the main road.
That does not help.
On the main road entrance, there's a security gate just for deliveries. He'll be in there.
And he said it's just one man?
There's always just one man on duty at a time. This isn't America, you know.
Good.
We don't need high security here.
No, I'm understanding that. You guys are, it's a far more relaxed country, I think, than the States. However, thank you so much for your help. I'd be careful now you don't get caught up.
Try my best.
How's that blood boiling going?
Well, the experiment was unsuccessful. I was unable to find the exact reason why I'm unable to extract what is needed. But lack of progress shouldn't be mistaken for a failure. It's merely, this is the incorrect method.
I agree. With that, to say, well then, evening. You stay out of trouble now. And she'll wave goodbye and slink out of the room. She's gonna go to the storage area, and she's going to let them know where she's at or where she's going. Like, go back to her crew and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna go to the security lab or the security guard's gate."
And I think Isaac.
Go ahead, Elias.
I think Elias would have he would have tried calling a taxi, unless someone wanted to stop him.
How are you calling a taxi?
With my phone.
What kind of phone is that?
It's a smartphone.
That's fine. You cast Blush of Life earlier, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. And if no one stops you, then yeah, taxi will be on its way.
Right, so, I went and talked to Mr. Keshi again. Seems he didn't know at all about these bodies. But I apparently might find some luck with the security guard. Apparently they have one, but he's over at the gate where the deliveries come in.
Well, when Marcelina came to tell us what's going on, Skullwood was like, "Do you want some backup?"
I would prefer it. I don't know what I'll find out there.
He'll then look at Elias and Solomon. You two got. He'll vaguely gesture at the human.
Well, yeah, sure, but if you need to ask any questions, I'm quite persuasive. I'm generally very good at getting information out of people.
Oh, I'm very good at it too.
I think he means in a non-violent way, Skull.
I don't have to be violent.
You don't have to be, but I think you'd like to be.
I do like to be, but I also know there's a time and place, just like we discussed on the train.
That's true. Right. Well, I feel a little bad about leaving this gentleman here. Really, about leaving any of them here.
I mean, do we want to bring all of them out?
I don't know that the other two will survive if we wake them up. Um,
Well,
whilst I'm here, because I am looking at these bodies, and I'm
mhm.
suffering from this compulsion, I am drawing closer to the anemic ones that are left over. I believe these are the 3 women. I'd like to, I guess, inspect them some more to sort of get rid of the compulsion. But
And on that note, take a break. I'll be right back.
I imagine that they'll die from this anemia they have. It's the blood loss, you see. I don't know how much they can survive without a transfusion.
So we're trying to get them out of here?
I think that might be our best bet. I don't think we should leave them here.
All right,
Um,
let's try something real quick, okay?
all right. What do you suggest?
He'll drag his thumb along his fang,
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
I'll pour a rouse check's worth of vitae down one of their throats.
Mm,
A, we're going to make a ghoul. B, the vitae should help stabilize them because the vitae makes them more resilient.
okay. All
Do a
right.
rouse check and take a humanity stain.
I sure will, won't I?
Oh wait, humanity 3. You're gonna be fine anyway.
That
Probably.
pesky humanity.
Right?
Never be an elder with this humanity.
That is one more hunger, though.
Oop.
And you'll
I
see
certainly hope.
the patient's eyes flutter a bit, quickly open, and then close once more. Although they are on the road to recovery, they are not instantly healed. But you know
No.
that just drinking this vitae has stabilized them, and they will most likely recover, almost definitely recover.
That's very kind of you. Helped that.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to see how much. We're going to, we're just trying to move these 2 now, is what we're doing.
There's 3 left over.
There's 3 left over, and I've ghouled one of them to myself.
Yep.
All right. So.
And that one will be, you will know that one is fine to move around now and will recover. It's now made of sterner stuff.
Yeah. So she's not. It's a. She's not going to wake up immediately, but now we're good to move her.
Okay.
So what
All
we're
right,
going,
now-
what I think we should do if we're trying to get them all out of here, and we don't want them to become actual corpses, is this is what needs to happen to all 3 of them.
Right. Okay. Shit. Okay, no, that's fine.
I think
Elias,
I'm gonna.
do
I
you
just.
have,
I
do
think I'm
you
gonna
have,
need to reload roll 20 because my character sheet seems to have disappeared and I can't reopen it.
okay. Elias, is there any kind of, I don't know, healing or help you can give to these other two that maybe won't require the same?
Well, I can certainly try to. Actually, no. I think my healing out of character. I think my healing only works on kindred. Unfortunately.
Okay, all right, okay. Well, I guess that's our only option then. I guess I could use a ghoul. Um, with that, Marcelina is going to do the same of pricking her finger and giving some vitae to one of the others.
Rouse check and a humanity stain, please.
Okay.
Lovely.
Mm-hmm.
And before Skull heals himself, he'll go ahead and get the third one too.
Okay.
So that's
I need
another
your
humanity stain
advice
and
on
one more rouse
this.
check.
Am I nuts?
What?
I know you're fine for this, if even no matter what. But am I nuts in thinking you can only have as many ghouls as your blood potency? So if your blood potency 2, you can only have 2 ghouls.
No, you can have as many ghouls as you want. You can only you can only hold as many bonds to kindred as your blood potency.
Okay.
I know they changed something. Yep, that's fine.
And in any case, I'm blood potency 2 regardless.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I'll make that second rouse check for myself.
Yep.
Another hunger.
Skull, are
ghoul
you all right, darling?
with another stain, which is going to be fine at humanity 3 anyway.
Yeah. Mark the stain. Yeah, I marked the stain already. I knew that was coming.
Are you all right, Skull? Right. Maybe maybe get you some food.
I do believe we were looking at talking to a security guard.
Yes, I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Elias,
Yes.
how do you feel about maybe helping these two ladies or these 3 ladies out? Maybe
Yes, I'll
calling your
give.
followers.
Yes, I was just going to suggest that I'll give my followers a call and I'll wait here with them, and I'll see to it that these 3 ladies get taken back to the haven while you two talk with the security guard.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much.
That seems like an excellent idea. Thank you.
With that, Marcelino, and so question out of game. Because of this, would her morbidity have been resolved or?
No, but we're going to say it's a scene change, so it's fine.
Okay, so she's no longer, okay. Right, so then off she'll go with Skull to this security guard.
You'll make your way through the campus grounds, twisting and turning round corners and closed buildings that are extremely close together, giving you an almost claustrophobic feel, until you finally come to the security post at the main entrance. A simple gate, a small hut, with a man standing inside. They don't even give him a chair to sit upon for his entire 12-hour shift.
Oh, poor man. Oh, well. And she will knock. I imagine there's like a door with a little window thing, and she'll knock on it to alert her presence to this man.
Yeah. Skull is just standing behind her, just looking around, pretending he's like some kind of bodyguard or something.
Yes.
The extremely well-dressed security man will put his gloved hands on the middle outcrop wooden plank, lean in and say, "Konbawa."
Hello. I've I've got a little question. I discovered something on my travels of this beautiful campus. Um, and so I have some questions for you, sir. Would you be able to help me?
Hi.
Wonderful. Now, see, I found out that there's some deliveries that come through here by a company, I believe, Ranu Nova. Is that how you say it? I'm not sure.
I think it was something like that. It was something Nova.
Yeah.
I think it was
Ranu
Nova.
Nova
Yeah.
or Ranu Nova? Yeah.
Ranu Nova, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And I was just wondering if you can give me a little information on that.
I told you to put the bread.
Please forgive me. It's Bring Your Children to Work Day, and I had to leave them in the security booth with me. I'm very sorry. And he'll turn to his side, pick up a clipboard, and start looking on Ranu Nova. Daily deliveries.
Yes. Daily deliveries. Okay.
Live specimens,
Do you know
apparently.
around what time? 5 specimens. I see.
Live specimens.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, that adds up to what I found.
Do you
Okay.
know what kind of specimens?
Detail on the invoice doesn't say, merely live specimens. Biohazard. Could be anything for the science labs.
I see. Well,
Usually 3 o'clock in the afternoon, by the way.
3 o'clock in the afternoon. All right. That is extremely helpful. Thank you so much. Well, yeah, I mean, you've given me all that I think I need. Though, a quick question. Could you tell me a little bit about, actually, never mind, retcon that because that doesn't apply. She will actually look back at Skull and kind of raise a brow and sort of angle her body like have at it. And, you know, turning to the guy and being like, "You've been so helpful. Thank you very much." And we'll kind of turn her back to allow for Skull to do whatever he's going to do.
Gull will kind of step forward, and the first thing he'll do is use Daunt.
Okay. And he's... What's your plan here? Because otherwise I'll make him run away for you.
No, it's like, the plan is to intimidate him some. Because also, like, I'm trying to corner him in his little booth also, so he can't really run anywhere without running through me.
Mm-hmm.
It's fair. It's fair.
Yeah.
So he'll be tightly holding on to that little outcrop.
Mm-hmm.
Not even looking at you and just...
Mm-hmm.
Funny.
So... You don't even care that they brought humans in here. That your specimens are people. And you just
Beetle?
carried it through.
It's a Japanese word for people, hitobito.
Mm-hmm.
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 Mm-hmm. Yep. Live people.
Yeah. So, you went and done fucked up. And, fortunately for you, we're the kind of people that specialize in cleaning up fuck-ups.
At this point, Marceline kind of looks over her shoulder and gives very, if you can imagine, like anime crazy person smile, looking over her shoulder, her head like leaned back all the way, adding to the ambiance that Skull's trying to have here. Yeah.
What
And
can we
I
do?
just
What can I
need...
do? What's going on? How do you know they were
I
people?
just need... Because we found them with our eyeballs. Anyway, I can make this go away. And I only need one thing from you.
What can I do?
I just need you to close your eyes and relax.
It's what my gym teacher said to me.
Oh,
Then you should be well versed.
He'll close his eyes.
And I'll bite him in the neck.
yeah.
Strength, bro.
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
Because
I was
you
kind
gotta
of shooting
break
for more
through
strength.
the...
I was shooting for more strength intimidation, but
That'll work as well. Strength intimidation. Yeah.
yeah, especially since I have a coercion specialty.
Yeah.
Hey.
+1 modifier for said specialty. Actually, since I'm using Daunt, and Daunt also adds my presence to intimidation rolls.
Yep.
Okay. And I have a power bonus, which means I add a third die to that. So,
From your blood potency,
correct.
automatically accounted for in the API. Should be anyway. Jesus. That's absolutely fine. Skull breaks through the thin glass sheet, grabs the man in his post, extends all 4 of his fangs and sinks them deep into his flesh, piercing veins, and begins to sup the man's blood. How much hunger would you like to slake?
I'm only taking 2.
Absolutely okay.
And when I do that, I'll pull my fangs out, I will lick the wound closed, and then I will headbutt him. Because I need to use Brujah Cloud Memory.
Yep, that's fine. I'll let you do that for free, because after you release him, he'll be in this state of near orgasmic ecstasy, because of course, as long as you aren't Hokata, the kiss is pleasurable to mortals.
Yes.
And you slam your head into his.
Unless you're Skull, in which case Hokata kiss, yes please.
And you slam your head into his, and he backs into the back of the guard post, dragging his body down, and his head slumps onto his shoulder.
Feeling better?
He looks back at her, and he has almost this smile of adoration on him. Much.
Good. We should get back now. Don't want to leave
Absolutely.
Elias alone too long. Come on. And with that, they'll go off to meet Elias.
I would imagine by the time you guys get back, my followers have come and gone, and the 3 ladies are dealt with. My followers left just a few moments ago. I take it everything with the security guard went well?
Perfect. Got some information.
It couldn't have gone better. It was smooth as butter.
Oh, wonderful. So glad to hear.
Yeah, so we have several things that we need to take a look at. One of them being that nursery. Apparently, there's some important information that's there for us. The Kiji no Yama, I believe is how you say it, nursery.
Oh, that old folks' home. Yeah.
It's an old folks' home. What a weird thing to
yeah.
call an old folks' home.
It's very backhanded, isn't it?
It is. It seems a little rude, but hey, their country, their places
Customs.
to name. Yes. Yeah. But yes, I think we should head there next for some more information.
Agreed.
Especially about this company.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then after that, the Ventru.
Oh, for sure, the Ventru. We definitely want to deal with that. given that there was a Sabbat, I think that'd be an interesting thing for them to know.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Also, like we did the work. I want to get paid.
Yes. Similar. Okay.
Money, boons, either way. But
Mhm,
did the work. I want the
Reward.
reward.
Yes. Are you good with that, Elias?
Yes, let's go to this nursery. That feels like it's something that urgently needs our attention.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we'll head off to do. Go to this nursery.
Probably going to travel there by taxi or something. Maybe Elias can sit on Marcelina's lap in Skull's car, something like that.
He didn't bring his car.
Yeah, we took public transportation this time.
Yeah, so we're gonna take a taxi.
If it's not unrealistic, we could go to my car, but then we did run into the same issue of 3 people, 2 seats.
Yeah.
Pick a rocking chair on the roof and have Elias in that.
It has a trunk, right?
Oh, God.
What?
We travel along the isolated, long, lonely road, pull into the small car park for Kiji Noyama Nursery, and park next to the 2-floored, slowly decaying building. There are a few lights on in the modest-sized building, including one in the reception hall. A small granite wall runs along the back of the building into one of its sides, with a metal-grated gateway carved out in the middle to allow staff to take rubbish out. How would you like to proceed?
Should we go talk to the reception?
I think that'd be good. Get a vague idea of what's going on in there.
Yeah,
You want to take care of that, Elias?
Yeah.
Okay.
Elias, is there anything in particular I'm looking for? I guess where the people came from that were in that storage shed?
Right. Well, here's the thing, right? This is a nursing home, and so it's full of old folk. But the individuals that we just saved were all. Correct me if I'm wrong, storyteller. They were all younger, right? Yeah. They weren't exactly elderly.
39
so
at most.
It's
nice and young, prime of their life kind of thing,
Yeah. But I imagine, what if it's the staff that's being taken?
Maybe I'll ask.
Okay.
I will go up to the.
And unlike what happened at the warehouse, don't give away what we're actually there for.
Maybe just ask if there's been any missing individuals lately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not asking you to lie. I am asking you to not share the whole truth.
Yes.
Understood. Elias will go up to the front reception area.
The glass doors part open, allowing Elias to enter inside, finding a faux wood panel reception desk stretched out in front of him. A young woman sits at a desk and stands, giving a small bow to him as he enters, and she says in Japanese, "Konbanwa, how may I help you?"
I will politely greet her in Japanese, and then I will tell her, excuse me, perhaps you could help me. I was looking into some missing persons, and I want to know if you're aware of anyone who has gone missing from this facility anytime recently.
No one has gone missing from our facility.
No guests or staff?
Not at all.
Can I do an insight check?
Yeah. Wits, insight.
I'm gonna send a text message to Elias and say, Elias, I forgot. So the doctor that was working on the blood said that some of that was used for transfusions. So maybe they've received transfusions from this Ranu Nova company. I'll send that to him. Whenever he peeps it, he peeps it.
You say you were using your phone, Marcelina.
I was.
What kind of phone is that?
It's a burner phone. I would say probably like a flip phone, like a because it's a burner phone, so something that she could just toss away.
Okay.
You know, nothing fancy. Yeah.
And
when I hear
far
the
as you can
ding,
tell, this woman is being honest with you. She is being truthful. No one seems to have, at least to the best of her knowledge, gone missing.
and that was Rhino Nova.
Ranu Nova.
Rhino Nova. Oh, thank you very much. Another thing is, I'm looking into a connection with Rhino Nova. Do you know? Do you get any sort of product from a company named Rhino Nova or a lab named Rhino Nova?
No, I'm afraid we don't.
I see. Oh crap. Oh.
I can tell it's on the tip of your mind there. Go on.
No, I'm glad.
You've got.
What?
Do a willpower roll for me, please.
Okay.
I think you're on the right track. But he's a storyteller and cannot give you the answer.
I think 3 is good enough. You are overwhelmed, compelled, if you will, to fulfill your desire and ask this woman concerning your desire. That sounds wrong, but you know what I mean.
Sorry to be taking up so much of your time, but the last person I want to ask about is a Seto Hikawa. He's been missing for several days now, weeks even.
Sato Hikaru? Let me see. The young woman gives you a small smile as she traces her finger over a list of names and numbers before pausing on one near the bottom of the paper. Yes. Sato-san is a resident here. Recently checked.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Go ahead,
you
sir.
think I'm going to just tell you that he's a resident here for shits and giggles?
I'm sorry. I was just a bit shocked that he disappears and is apparently a resident at your facility. I don't know why that wasn't disseminated. That's wonderful news that you have him as a resident.
Yes. I suppose it is.
Is it possible for me to get a visitation with him?
Of course. Of course. Our visitation hours are long over. We're only open now for new admissions. But if you care to come back any time between 9 and 6, you'd be welcome.
It's quite an emergency. I'd plead with you to please reconsider. If it wouldn't be a trouble to Sato, I would greatly like to speak with him tonight.
I'm afraid I can't just bend the rules for you like that.
Can I try to persuade her?
Try? How are you going to try and persuade her?
By doing a persuasion roll with
you know better than that, Noscavian. Persuade me.
Fine, I use.
With puppy eyes and sweet talk, that's how.
I've got a culture.
I mean, worst case scenario, you have a skull.
Or Marcelina.
I've been looking to try to. Yeah. I've been looking to try to verify Setter's whereabouts for many weeks. His wife is very worried and concerned about him.
Wife?
Yes, did he not mention he's taken many pictures of her?
How very strange. I was unaware that he was married, but if it will make you feel better, and she'll flip the book over and put it on the counter, point to Sato Hikaru in room 101. There.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. I'll speak with him immediately, and then I can
No.
update.
I'm not letting you in. I'm just proving to you that he's here. I told you, we can't just break the rules.
I would like to use dominate.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better than sticking the skull on her. That's for damn sure.
That's amazing.
I'll
Marcelina's
use,
voice said, yes. Yes, Elias.
Yeah.
Which power are you using here? Gain a hunger after.
Mesmerize.
Right? Lovely job, Lee.
That is the power that will do the job.
Mm-hmm.
And what is the command you're issuing her?
There
What
is
is the
a
command you are issuing this young, thin, nubile, flexible Japanese woman in nurse's outfit, skirt that goes down to her knees, and white suspenders and high heels.
Look, you're not. This isn't Skull talking to her. This is Elias. You don't need to target me, okay?
Sorry, I was lost.
You hear Marcelina's voice. Go ahead, Elias. You know you want to.
You said he's in room 101?
Yes.
Now, on this sheet, could I see about, with the numberings, how high did it go?
The rooms in the building, you mean?
225 rooms.
Okay, I tell her that there was a emergency in room 225 that she needs to check on immediately, and she'll need to spend some time there to ensure the patient in 225 is okay.
She will take her heels off, and she will run through the doors round the side.
I will go back to the doors and let everyone else in. We don't have an extremely long time, but we should have enough time to go to room 101 and talk to Seto.
Seto's here. Oh,
yes.
Okay,
Seto
well, let's get to it.
You want to mention the nurse, Elias? Can we mention the nurse again?
Yes, there is a nurse. She wouldn't let us in, but there's an emergency at the other end of the building that she's attending to right now.
What does she look like?
Emergency or emergency?
A nurse.
Emergency.
Seems just your type.
Yes, since you seem to want to know, the nurse was young and wore a skirt.
Oh, yeah, definitely his type, I think.
That's important information to have.
This time describing this wonderful, amazing woman. It's like, the nurse in a skirt.
Listen, we can worry about the nurse when we get out of here. Come on.
We can absolutely worry about it after we get out of here. You're right about that.
Yes. We go to room 101.
Yeah. On the way there, Skull will just kind of lead him, Marcelina. You're cuter anyway.
Oh, thanks.
So
I
she
better
could
be.
see over the reception desk, Pixie. I never said she was tall. Pixie asks
no,
why
he's
was the nurse
responding to
wearing
that.
heels, and let's look over the reception desk.
For the hat. Right. So
Power
we go to room
dressing.
101. Yes.
The coterie walk over the laminate floor, going through the door to the side of the reception desk. The walls and floors instantly change to show weeks, if not months, of neglect. Dirt, scuff marks, and small tire treads scar the floor. The coterie hear no signs of life as they walk down the corridor, making their way past various doors. And as you walk down this dilapidated corridor, is there anything you'd like to talk about?
Seems real shitty for a nursing home, don't it?
Yeah, I was just about to say I'm not a smart person, but I feel like our chances of finding their survival, finding him alive here has just dropped dramatically.
Well, apparently he's been checked in here recently.
That doesn't change my estimation.
As we're passing these down this hall, I imagine passing other rooms. Can I see into them? No.
Nope, they're all shut. The only thing that's on them is just numbers, not even names.
Oh, okay. So there's not even... Okay. All right. Well, we get to 101. I'm going to check if the door is locked or unlocked.
Eventually come to a halt outside door 101, next to a fire exit, and find the door to the room locked and quiet.
All right. I'm going to... First, before I unlock this, I'm going to look... Do I see any security cameras? Nope. Okay. Just making sure. Okay, I'm gonna unlock this door.
Dexterity, larceny. Perfect. Door clicks open, revealing a bare room with a dirty bed, a single thin, simple blanket draped over it, a small window that looks out onto the inside of the wall that runs around the complex, and an exposed light bulb dangles and glows from the center light piece. Laying on the bed under the thin blanket is an elderly gentleman locked in a deep sleep.
Does this match with our description of him?
I mean, not really.
Great, that's what I thought.
You just see this
I don't think...
older gentleman in bed.
I don't think this is the man we're looking for. Elias, what did you say that nurse looked like? Her face, dear, not what she wore.
There's a bit that she was a nurse in a skirt. Do we really need more than that?
Yes, we need more than that. What did her face look like?
Okay.
She was a very young nurse.
Very young.
Right, so you are not used to giving descriptions, huh? Okay. Did she have dark hair, dark eyes, look like she was Japanese? You know what I mean? That kind of description.
Yes, dark hair, dark eyes, looked like she was Japanese.
Jesus Christ. She
Great.
had long, straight, dark, thick, elegant hair that went down past her shoulders. She had beautiful dark eyes that were slightly sunken in, and a cute little button nose.
Thank you, Elias. That description is perfect. What was that?
Do you think perhaps she stole Seto Hakuro's youth, and now he is aged and she is young?
You know, I didn't think of that, but that is an interesting... Is that a thing here? Is there a creature in Japan that could do such a thing? Do we know? Is there something like that lingering around?
I don't know, but if there's some sort of monster that is feasting on people's youth or time, I would expect them to work in a place like this. No one would question an elderly person passing away of old age.
Right, or maybe just in a simpler way. Maybe they just checked in Sato here, and this is just an old man. And our actual Sato is somewhere else. You feel free to check if this is Sato and just something strange has happened to him, but
Can I look at Sato Hikiru with since the unseen and see if I see anything strange or unusual?
You can.
Would you like me to roll?
Yeah, I do.
Cool.
while he's doing that, there's nothing in here that would identify this old man.
Well, in fact, as Elias casts his eyes over the body, attempting to see past the mundane, see everything on this plane of reality, he sees nothing out of the ordinary. However, he does see a wallet next to the bed on a bedside cabinet, realizing that that would be a good place to start to find the identity of this old man.
I will investigate the wallet.
Reaction! And you will find in the wallet 1,000 yen and a My Number card for Sato Hikaru with Sato Hikaru's photo in it.
So it's not an ID, it's like a business card that I found?
There's a
It's an
picture
ID.
on it because he's.
Oh, it's ID.
There's an ID. Yeah. And there's a picture on it. Do the pictures match?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if I take the picture from the ID and I look at him, can I see? Does this look like him? Does this look like him but older? Like, did it look like something happened? Okay. Well, unless this is Saito Akiura's father with his son's ID, I think this is in fact Sato Akiura. He just somehow has aged by an extreme degree.
So what we're are we at the point where we go marauding through the building and start punching out people until we get answers?
I think we might be there, but first I'd like to check something. What I'm gonna, if I can, as like stealthily as possible. Oh, hold on. Children scream.
Would anyone like to talk to the old man, by the way?
Yeah.
I think that's what she was getting at before she was interrupted by tiny people.
Well, I wasn't sure. I was just trying to do fella, to be honest with you, so it wasn't this awkward silence moment. But Elias, tell us about that nurse.
She had a lovely, thick, long, dark hair, dark, sunken eyes, and a button nose.
Okay. Well, that description is being re-given. And Marceline is like rolling her eyes. She shuts the door, locks it, and she's going to go to this old man. And she's going to, before waking him up, she wants to do a quick inspection. Do we see any marks or anything on him that would make him look like he's received the same kind of treatment as the folks we found earlier?
I'll let you have that for free, and
Okay.
the body seems fine, undamaged apart from the ravages of time. But it would also be fair to say that if there were any markings like that, they probably would have healed by now anyway.
Okay, all right. All right. She's gonna do a little like nudge at him and say, Sato, honey, Sato, wake up, darling.
And he'll wake up and give that old man snort that I do every morning.
Hi, honey. She says all this in Japanese. Hello. Hi. Oh, I'm a friend. Do you remember Sakura?
Do. Sweet Sakura.
Yeah, I'm a good friend of hers, and she asked me to come look for you. How did you end up here? We haven't seen you in a while.
Was taken. Surrounded by people. Over and over again, they took my blood. They never stopped surrounding me. And I was just dumped off here. And he'll be like looking at his hands.
Yes,
What happened to me?
There's been some changes. We're trying to find out exactly what happened to you. Do you remember when you were surrounded? Do you remember hearing anyone speak?
There was lots of speeches. Very strange. Old-fashioned Japanese.
Okay. Masculine voices, you'd say?
Yes. Definitely yes. Not like that lovely
okay.
nurse.
No, she seems just a treat. So, okay. So you were taken. Do you remember the last place you were when you were taken? Do you remember any details about your surroundings?
I was running out of my home. Something terrible had happened.
Yes, don't worry, by the way. I cleaned up that little bit of terrible. Nothing for you to worry about.
Oh, no. The killing him wasn't the terrible thing. It was the terrible things he was saying.
Oh, what was he saying?
Sakura wasn't the most beautiful woman he'd ever seen. Can you believe such lies?
Some people, they gotta tell themselves things to make themselves feel better. And you can tell, like, as she's saying this, it's definitely like through gritted teeth. Because this is like the most arbitrary thing. But she's trying to keep it cool. Yeah, sometimes people just need to tell themselves, lies in order to comfort themselves. Why was he saying such awful things?
I asked him to do something. He seemed unwilling. I can't remember why, but the things he said, that Sakura wasn't the most beautiful creature, that he'd seen better. I couldn't let such lies go.
No, of course you could
What kind
not.
of person would that
That
be?
definitely. Oh yeah, no, that definitely constitutes capital murder. That's seems about right way to handle that situation. Well, I know that you're here and that you're safe, and so I will let Sakura know where you are and how she'd
No,
like to proceed.
no, don't tell her.
Why's that?
Look at his hand. It's like, how could I let her see me like this? I look more like
When
a
did
prude.
you when did you get like this anyway? Like, did you already look like that when you came here? Or did you come here and then this happened?
I came here looking like this.
Storyteller, really quick.
Yeah.
When I had been inspecting the the bodies earlier, did I see them starting to age?
Nope.
No? Okay. Well, if you would rather me not say anything, I surely won't. Um, I imagine you don't want to stay here, though.
Kill me.
Kill you.
Yes.
Now,
I can't live
now
like
why on
this.
earth would I do that? Well, um... Now, see, I would have no problem helping you out at all, although I think my colleagues might have a little bit of an issue. Are you sure that that's what you want?
Look at me.
You could still live a great
lost
life.
For how long? 2 months? 1 month? Great life in this place? This blanket is almost as thin as my skin.
Well, not here, dear. I would get you out of here first, and then you could go live your life.
Being a burden to someone else? I'd rather die. And I can't let Sakura see me like this. Better to be
Ugh.
a memory that she thinks of fondly than this.
Right. Well, first off, aging does not mean your lack of worth, okay? You're still valuable despite your age or your appearance. Thank you very much. However, I think I can help you with a thing or two. Elias, close your eyes, dear. And I want to knock this guy out. I don't want to kill him, I just want to knock him out.
Thanks, bro.
Okay. Like, very much non-lethal type of thing.
I mean,
Just...
strength brawl, and it's
not that it matters.
Shot. Oh.
Well, I failed,
Yes.
so it does not matter. Okay.
Would you like... I say success at cost. Would you like... No, I've got this.
Oh, God.
Marcelina, clench your
Yes.
fist.
I
Crack
do.
your neck. And attempt to knock the old man out. Unfortunately, you underestimate just how frail he is. And your fist makes impact with his skull, caving it in, smashing his entire head to a small pulp. The man seizures for a brief moment and dies. You take 2 humanity stains.
Oh. Well, you see, that was not my intent at all. I may have underestimated my own strength. Well, can't lose any messes.
On the one hand, I kind of wish that didn't happen. On the other hand,
a single bloody tear runs down Elias' face.
I told you to close your eyes. Oh God. Okay.
Close his eyes.
did you forget?
Did
you forget to pull the bandana down the third one?
Yeah. You didn't tell me which eyes closed. Oh.
God damn
The
it.
answer,
Well,
the answer to that was yes. The answer to that was yes.
Okay, so Black, here's the thing. Okay, so a little bit of a boo-boo. That's okay. We clean up our messes. I'm gonna use ashes to ashes.
I'll let you do that for free.
To get rid of the body.
I think we've had the dramatic consequences already, and you cast your beat
Marcelina,
points.
Yes.
Dissolve the body.
Marcelina, I could have calmed his tormented soul. I could have made him come with us. I could have done so much. We didn't have to kill him.
It wasn't my intention, Elias. I just was gonna knock him out and then bring him outside anyway.
Yes,
Look.
I know, and I suppose when it comes down to it, it was his dying wish.
Look at it this way. It was a mercy. The man didn't want to live anyway. I am so sorry that it was quick and painless, I guess. Maybe not painless. It was quick. It was very quick. Right. That nurse, where'd you say she went?
I told her to check on a patient at the opposite end of the building.
Oh, good, great, wonderful. So maybe we should go catch her. Maybe also peek in on some other patients and see if they're in a similar situation.
Well, why do we need to catch her?
Because
Well-
if she saw his ID, she knows that there was a discrepancy between how he looks in his picture and how he looks in person. Well, looked in person.
He also said that when he came here, he didn't look the way we just saw him.
No, he did.
Oh,
Yeah, he
Oh, he
did look
did.
that way. Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's why Skull is interested in finding her. It's like if
Right,
they
right,
check
right.
his
Okay.
ID, which they should, to make sure they have the
I mean, she seems like she's a stickler for the rules. She wasn't going to let you in, right? So, I imagine that if anyone, she looked at his ID. Though, is all side question out of game? Does
Yes.
all of the nursing home look decrepit, or is it just this wing?
As far as you can see, it all looks
Okay.
run down.
Right.
And
Okay.
fun fact for you, they don't have to check your ID when they check you into an old folks' home. They don't.
Jesus
long as-
in
Christ.
Japan?
They check the person who has
Japan.
brought them in for their ID, but not the person who they've brought. Weird,
Right.
isn't
So, okay.
it? Weird.
With that cultural knowledge that I most definitely already had.
It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful.
Yes, it is.
You can't,
It is
weird, isn't
disrespectful.
I mean,
It's weird to us.
I mean,
it's a-
It's not.
it's a nursery though.
So with that bit of cultural knowledge that I did have, I'll say, well, so they didn't check his ID, but maybe we can get information on the person that checked him in, because they check their IDs. So we could gain a little information from her that way. Agreed?
Yes, I suppose we could do that. Although she might wonder why we're here, but I suppose I could deal with that as well.
There are other
So,
ways.
K-
Should need be.
Would it be he'll look at Marcelino. Would it be entirely out of the question, like if some of the other doors are locked? Like I don't think they'll be locked, but just in case, maybe go through, check their IDs, and just take an assortment of the ones who might similarly suffer such intense mismatches.
I think we should definitely do that. I think
Because
I can't imagine that he's the only one that's here
yeah,
in this
and
suspicious manner.
I feel like a little bit of shaming is in order.
I would agree with that. I think that's a good idea. I may have been a little hasty with my punches. I promise I won't punch her until necessary. And with that, I'll take Sato's ID with me as we leave the room.
As you're all leaving the room, Skull, I think I'm going to know the answer to this, but having witnessed Marcelina accidentally caving in poor Sato Hikaru's skull and killing him in the process, and also potentially ruining your chances of getting a boon from the Toreador Primogen, what are you thinking and feeling right now?
He wrote that one off already. He's looking at solving this next bit because, okay, maybe we won't get a boon from her about him, but if maybe we can chase a lead down based on, based on the knowledge of what happened to him, and maybe also after we report to the Ventru, maybe see if we can figure out why this other guy that the Toreador Primogen had been toying with suddenly thought she wasn't the greatest thing since sliced bread. You know? It's like, okay, this is messed up, but now we have found the answer to this whole other problem that might make things like you feeding a lot harder down the road. So maybe Boone anyway.
Elias, you shed a tear for poor Sato Hikaru. You've had to witness the deplorable, merciless killing of Sato Hikaru. Defenseless,
Yeah, it was.
killed in his bed, skull caved in, not you. What are you thinking and feeling right now?
It was definitely upsetting. Not only was seeing Seto Hikaru in that state upsetting, Elias is happy to have closure that he found Seto Hikaru. That makes him a little happy. He wishes he could have helped Seto. He is upset that Marcelina killed Seto. However, he understands it's an accident, and the one saving grace, the reason why Elias is a little okay with it was Seto's dying wish. Like, he asked for it to happen. I don't know if he necessarily wanted it to happen in that way, but he was asking for mercy. So that's at least something. But it's still a painful.
Marcelina, you've crumbled a poor, defenseless, elderly man's skull under the power of your iron-like fist. You completely destroyed this man without intending to. How do you think and feel right now, murderer?
He wanted to die. But also, I mean, it wasn't my intention. I really did intend on knocking him out and dragging him out anyway. But at the end of the day, there are bigger and more important things than this one mortal that need to be dealt with. Her mind is thinking like, okay, how am I going to explain this to Sakura? And really it coming down to, well, she'll find another toy eventually. Like, she was going to get bored with him anyway and then move on to someone else. There are far more important things, like masquerade breaching type of things that could have occurred. This is one less of that to deal with.
So it's hazard of the job. This poor man's death.
Yeah. Well, I think when she punched him too, I think that maybe there was a little bit of remembering, like that nightmare, you know, the lessons of her youth that she got from the family, and that, you know, sometimes there's collateral damage, you know, and you can't dwell on it or else it'll distract you from the actual mission. So, yeah. While it wasn't her intention, she still has a job to do.
Does Marcelina take any pleasure from the fact of killing him?
No, because there wasn't any fear.
And you are proceeding around the rest of the nursing home to find Nurse Good and Sexy.
Yeah, I think also where we can, maybe peeking into a room or two to see if there's any like ID match issues going on, similar to Sato.
I'll let you do that for free, and I think you'll find one or two that are in basically exactly the same state. Number cards that seem to show a much younger man or woman than the elderly person in the rather decrepit bed. But not every single resident, not inmate, is in that state.
Although
some are genuinely elderly. Most are genuinely elderly. It's only one or two exceptions, really. And not every room is used either.
Okay, so the ones where there's the mismatched ID, Marcelina will actually take those IDs with her. Until we find Nurse Good and Sexy.
That's not her name. That's just what I'm calling her.
Yeah, that's what I'm calling her too.
I'm going to use my session use of sanity.
Absolutely. And you will go up to the second floor. And eventually you will find Nurse Mimi, as we're now going to call her. She'll be walking down the corridor, and she'll take in the sight of all three of you. I thought I told you the visiting hours were closed. What are you doing in here?
I don't see us in a room right now, do you?
Went past reception area. You're not supposed to be here at this time. And also, there was no emergency. And of course, nice to get these heels off.
I mean, I'm glad that's a little bit more comfortable for you, but you know, are you aware that so many of your, what do you call them here, patients, clients, tenants,
Residents.
Are you aware that so many of your residents are only around 30?
They certainly don't look it.
He'll look at Marcelina.
Interesting.
Can I get one of those?
Yes, of course.
All right.
And I'll take out Sato's in particular and put it on the counter and kind of show her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he'll put his fingers on it, covering the picture. So, Sato, you know what he looks like, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Very frail.
What does the ID say?
Quite obviously couldn't take a punch.
Yeah. What does the ID say?
Sato Hikaru.
Age.
Strapping, young, prime of his life. 39.
Does that match what you just said about what he looked like?
No, but clearly this isn't the same Sato Hikaru.
Then why was this, he'll lift it to reveal the younger picture, in his room? He'll hold out he'll hold a hand to Marcelina for another one of the cards.
She'll give him another.
Oh, don't make me make up
He'll
Japanese
look at the
names. Fuck it out.
Well, we can just pretend you said one, and pretend that he said the name that's on it.
Yes.
It's a
patient room, whatever.
Yeah. So, how old do they look?
Very sprightly 27.
Put the card down, turn it toward her, pushes it towards her. Taken from their room. We have we have more of them. We can keep going.
Why do you have them in the first place?
That's not important. The important thing is you all have been trusting the wrong people and fucking up.
We're not allowed
because
to check
either
inmates intake IDs.
Why not?
You're not allowed to. Interesting.
It's the law.
And
apparently you aren't allowed to clean either. It seems real filthy in here. Yes, I was going to try to find a nicer word.
Hideous, unsanitary.
So you guys don't hire cleaners?
I've been saying the same in constant emails to the boss, but he never responds.
Speaking of your boss, I do have a little question. So I do know that you guys check the IDs of those who bring your residents
Mm-hmm.
in. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Hmm. Do you get maybe repeat people coming in, or have any documentation of those IDs, perhaps?
What do you mean by repeat? There's a service bus that brings in new
A service
residents.
bus. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. Um, the service itself. What is the service called?
Mm-hmm.
Right page of my fucking notes.
The dependable service?
Don't do this.
Ranu Nova.
Ranu Nova. See, I keep hearing that name. That is incredible.
It is, isn't
Okay.
it?
Yes. How many do you usually get from them?
Once a month. Two,
Once a
3
month.
residents at a time.
Is it always the same driver?
Not always, but most of the time.
Since, and these people that have these identification discrepancies, were they all delivered by this service?
Yes, I believe so. I don't know why I
Ranu
know this from
Nova.
memory, but it makes the plot easier if I do.
Ranu Nova, I did ask about those.
Would you happen to
You asked
have
if
on
they
file?
belong to us or we make use of their service. We don't. They're simply an independent contractor that make use of
Okay.
our services.
I
Would you happen to have on file the identifications of the drivers? Or
Not on file,
whoever it
but
was with the company that checked them in?
I'm certainly happy to tell you the driver's name.
That would be a fantastic place to start.
Nakajima Ren.
Nakajima Ren.
Ren. That sounds awfully familiar. Have we heard that name before, Storyteller?
You've heard the name Nakajima before.
Okay.
And
Interesting.
what one issue is, of course, that there isn't a large variety in Japanese names, but
Okay.
Nakajima is definitely a name you've heard before. It is the daimyo's family name as well.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay.
Wow. This has been very illuminating, I would say. So, what would it take if, after another such delivery came through, you contacted us?
Worth?
Hmm?
What's it worth?
What's it worth? What is your life worth?
Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay. I think, for one, it would be fantastic if we were just able to see each other again and, maybe, hopefully, the next time not be quite so hostile with each other.
Charisma, persuasion, and you can most certainly apply your merit bonus for that.
Yeah.
Marcelina is in the background rolling her eyes.
Charisma, persuasion. You know what? I am going to surge my charisma.
Is there a better pool that you feel would be more appropriate? I'm open to ideas as well.
No. It's not that.
Okay.
I'm just looking for a few more extra dice to roll.
Okay.
Fortunately, that's a blood surge, not an oblivion power. Hunger 2. Strength. No charisma. And that is a total modifier of 4 for my looks merit and for my for the blood surge. Is that enough, or should I look for roll for?
That is enough.
Excellent.
It's just surprisingly low for such a large pool. Well, maybe if we bring that bearded fellow as well. The one with the whatever you call that around his forehead. That would be lovely.
Ah.
He looks a little
Out of
lost
curiosity,
right
what's
now.
your interest in him?
I just feel like the beard would give me something to hang on to.
Incredible. In character, okay? Marcelina said that in character. Incredible.
He has this air about him that's strangely charming.
He's a very calming presence.
Sorry.
If
I get distracted.
So, if you agree to go ahead, do the check-in completely as normal, but as soon as they leave, if you reach out, he'll go into his vest pocket, pull out just a number that's just has a card that just has a phone number on it. Call that number. And when we come here, let us verify, and also, make sure you have the name and the picture of the person who checked them in this time, just to make sure we're on.
Would you like me to see if I can maybe stall them or keep them here until your arrival?
Oh, that would be stupendous if you can. If it looks like they're going to cause too much of a scene and risk your job, we'll just take his name and address.
That's fine. The only way I could lose my job is if one of the residents were murdered on my shift or something.
Well, that would be terrible, but
and
fortunately,
highly unlikely.
Highly unlikely, but I am completely certain you won't find any such bodies this shift. You seem very lovely, and it's already been a rough night for you. It would be very strange if it stayed rough.
Absolutely, it would.
Marcelina in the background looking agitated. Looking hella agitated.
She'll take the card and she'll put it in.
But technically, pockets. Skull didn't lie. She won't find a body.
She will not.
Technically correct is the best kind of correct. And is there anything else you'd like to do before leaving the nursing home?
Marcelina is already walking out the door.
But yeah, it's like, if you call us and have that information ready for us, or better yet, if they're still here, I can promise the gentleman with the beard and the bandana will come with us.
I'd like that very much. I'll do my best, of course.
And I would like this information very much. So this seems like a good deal.
Glad we could reach an arrangement.
So am I. You have a wonderful night.
You too. And she'll be
What
like,
was your name?
to Elias.
Yeah. What was your name?
Naomi.
Out of character. Of course it is. Anyway.
Have a wonderful night, Naomi.
She won't be able to bring herself to say anything. She's just a bit of red in her cheeks and a smile as she looks down.
Rolls eyes even harder. Leaves the fucking room.
Yeah. Skull will turn around and leave.
Elias will
Elias
leave as
follow?
well. Yes.
As soon as they're both out the door, Skull's just gonna elbow him, you dog.
I don't know what you mean. I was only respectful and polite.
Oh, clearly that's not something she deals with very often, because that was enough.
I suppose.
Okay.
Dawn is approaching. Is there any last moment things anyone wants to do before you have to retire for your day sleep? It seems there is not enough time left to meet the Ventru Primogen.
Well, in that case, mental note, Ventru Primogen first thing. We've put that off long enough.
Mm-hmm.
So, that was an interesting night.
It was.
Yeah.
Cold. Just Marcelina's all coldness right now. Cold and agitated.
Mm-hmm. He'll.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the coming nights, we will have to meet with the Ventru Primogen, and we'll have to meet with Sakura, and tell her that we found Seto.
I can handle that. That's not an issue. I think the more information that we gather about the whole ordeal, will soothe over any issues she may or may not have. But as is her kind, to be honest, I don't think she really feels all that much for him anyway.
It for her, it's not about him. It's about the principle.
Fucking Toreador.
I know,
Look,
right?
I will handle her. I doubt she'll have an actual problem. I think she just wants to know what happened, and when she sees those photos that photographer had taken, and kind of the stalking and the prying that was going on there, I think maybe that will dissuade her from being too upset with how things ended up. Plus, she doesn't have to know that I did anything.
No.
You know.
Yes, that was my thoughts. I was planning to mention that his condition, and that due to his condition, he unfortunately passed away. I was going to leave the bit in the middle.
I mean, it's not entirely untrue. Had he been younger, he probably would have survived.
Yes, that's my thoughts.
You know, I think too, something to make note of. It is interesting with what the doctor said about how he was trying to find sort of what it is that he was able to pull from the purified blood, and they send that off to someone. He said transfusions, and that this is the result, that somehow it aged them. So that's very strange. We haven't talked to the other three that we woke up, but I'll be interested to find out where they were picked up from. They all seem to be having a similar experience before they get taken. So,
are we alone on the train? Figuring that train's a good place to have this
I figured
conversation.
you'd be back in your haven by now, so
Oh, even better.
No matter what, you're going to be fine to talk.
Yeah. So, well, Also, what are we going to do with them? The three that we had the three that his cult brought back.
Well, for now, I think we can just keep them till they're healthy. We can't just set them out now. I think maybe we need to find out.
We can't get rid of them at all now. They've been exposed to his cult.
Right. Well, options can be presented. Either they become a part of the cult, or we can, I don't know, give them a Solomon to play with. Or we could kill them, but I think, maybe that's not so much on the to-do list.
I mean, they've got my Vitae in them. I'm now slightly less prone to killing them.
No, same. I did the one myself. I think. Well, we could find a use for them. Maybe somebody that can handle things during the day, like in case we get a call from your girlfriend, maybe we will be unavailable and we can send someone that way to do some recon. Do you know what I mean? Maybe send a tail after the driver. There's plenty of options when it comes to what to do with them.
I'm assuming when you said your girlfriend, you were talking to Elias.
I was, yes. Yes, I was. She seemed real interested in you, Elias.
Very
Maybe
much.
that could be something. That could be something useful as well.
I suppose, but I don't quite understand why. I didn't do anything to garner such attention.
Sometimes you don't have to.
Yeah, you didn't do anything that you realize.
Yeah, it could just be your presence. She might want to hang out with you again.
If by hang out you mean jump his bones, yeah.
Yes, that's what I meant. I was trying to be a lady.
That's fair.
Well,
unless that's not something that you're into. Is that not a thing for you, Elias?
But then again, again, he'll openly look her down and back up. You're always a lady, though.
I am, aren't I? But yeah, is that not something that you do, Elias? Do you not engage in such things?
Well, after I've died and I've come back in my unlife condition, it's not really something I've given much thought to. And since I've been on my journey to Golconda, it's hard to find time for desires of the flesh when you're trying to reach a spiritual ascension.
I've heard that escapades into such temptations can be a sort of enlightenment as well.
Well,
isn't that
suppose
thing like with the chakras, right? Am I getting that right? There's a whole thing with that.
Look, all I know is I feel like I can achieve much greater clarity of thought afterwards.
God,
Well,
no
I
one's having
suppose-
sex anymore. You're Humanity 3.
actually,
but it wasn't that long ago that he was much higher.
And also,
A couple of
Elias
lollipop
has
sticks either side, bit of sellotape, you're good to go.
yeah, I think technically Elias is the only person with high enough humanity to have.
No, I think mine is all right too. Once I resolve some of these issues I have, I think
I think if Marcelina
humanity's
does a
still up
blush of
there.
life, she can.
Yeah, if I do
with-
a blush of life,
Yeah.
then I'm
But the
good to go,
implications are not something I want to dwell on.
Yeah, I think with Blush of Life she can fake it. I think that's what the book says.
And sometimes that is very useful when you're on a job. Anyway, look, what I'm saying is your new friend, that she could be useful in terms of information, keeping an eye out, or to give you that clarity that you might need.
Yeah, so I suppose you're right. We should definitely keep all our avenues open, and we should
There's
certainly...
There's a little like corruption glint in Marcelina's eyes as she's speaking. Like, yes.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but Skull's on board with this.
Definitely, Skull and Marcelina are the devils on Elias's shoulder right now.
They are, yeah. They are the worst influences.
We certainly shouldn't burn any bridges.
No, and besides, we only get that information if we bring you along. So,
Of course, I'd be happy to go along.
yes. Besides, it would make her night if she saw you again too. So, and I know how much you like to leave people satisfied and happy.
Oh, Elias is all about the smiles, if I understand correctly. I mean, how do you think he got his followers? They're not all here for the Enlightenment, you know. Right, well.
Yes, perhaps next time she will want to hear about the Enlightenment and path to betterment.
She just might. She seems the type.
Okay.
You know, Elias, I think you are a dog. I think you are. I think Skull had you read right.
He'll look right at her, and sometimes the blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then.
If she is interested in helping others in enlightenment, perhaps she'll want to join the following.
Of course she will. She's a nurse. She's all about it. Anyhow, I think that I'm gonna go to sleep before the sun rises. And first thing, though, in coming nights, that we definitely need to talk to the Venture Primogen, get that done, dealt with.
Yeah.
Plus, I think we could use that space for some stuff, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, good evening, fellas. And she'll go up to her room.
Have a good morning.
Yeah, it's way too late for me to go back to my haven, so I'm staying here for the day too.
Mm-hmm.
And on that note, we shall bring this week's Nihon Nights to a close. Thank you all for coming and watching. Thank you for coming and playing. Skull! Oh yeah.
Yes!
Let me get my notes in the right order first of all. All of our players make use of the V5 Player's Guide from Bully over on Tablegoth. You can find that very good, very well priced book in the link in the description in a few seconds. Because I've got a delay because of the delay. Hopefully that's at the right time. I think Bully said in passing that he might be updating it soon. There was also some news from a recent World of Darkness live stream that they're doing their own player's guide as well. You can never.
Interesting question. Does an update me? If he does update it, does everybody who already bought it get the update for free?
I think they should do. Yeah.
Okay.
Should do.
Interesting.
In the meantime, Skull, who are you? What do you do? Do you do things? Let's find out.
Good evening, everybody. I am Comic Book Joker. You can find me over at the RPG Table, another Twitch channel. It's fantastic. We're a bunch of lovely, weird people, but you won't find me there currently because the main show that's over there at the moment, the Vampire Chronicle Take a Breath, is currently off season at the moment. Pretty soon, though, you'll find me over there telling my own Vampire Chronicle, as well as Avatar Legends, the RPG that is based on Avatar The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra. So look out for both of those shows in the near future. Also, You've obviously find me here, but on top of that, you can find me over at Cajun Nights, the Discord server that is a whole play-by-post area where you can play Vampire 5th Edition, or you can play our homebrew for Werewolf, or Changeling, or Mage. You can play humans, you can play ghouls. We're looking at maybe adding kinfolk and sorcerers to the mix. No promises. We are looking at it. No promises.
You heard it here first. It's a promise. Guaranteed in the next 2 weeks.
Negative, Ghost Rider. That pattern is ludicrously full. Anyway, but if you want to check us out, you should absolutely do so. We'd love to have you. Also, unless I'm mistaken, the Discord server for this very channel is doing a play-by-post. So if you've never done it before, they have a much lighter play-by-post experience. Check them out, and if you like it, come check us out. We have a much more comprehensive one.
Very good folks over on the Cajun Night server. Very nice community.
Oh yeah.
I am in awe of everything that you guys do.
Yeah, like we've got a whole bunch of homebrews over there for people who've been playing for a hot minute. Like you get a character to retirement. Have you ever wanted to try playing a Daughter of Cacophony in V5 rules?
Muscadian! Who the fuck are you? What the fuck do? You fucking do things? Let's find the fuck out.
I am Nascavian. I play on Table of Horrors every week. This game. That's about it.
Well, we're glad that you do.
Yes,
we are. You are very fun.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Also, Nascavian has joined the Cajun Night server very recently. So, again, check us out.
Yeah, I wanted to see those mage rules.
Yeah, without giving anything away, did you like them?
Yeah. I'm actually the paradox system. I think is really cool. I like the way you guys did that.
Marcelina, who are you? What do you do? Do you do things? Let's find out.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Hi guys. You can find me all over social media as the Risa Rave. I'm obviously on here on Table of Horrors. I play Vampire the Masquerade, as you see, but also will be in other things coming up, like Demon the Fallen. So keep your eyes out for that. And I also am in other VTM games that are going to be coming out soon. So if there's any social media you want to follow for updates on that, Twitter is the place to go. I am also in the Cajun by Nights channel. Soon I will have a character all done up, and so maybe you guys can come play with me over there. Yes, that's what I do.
Excellent. Things are moving extremely swiftly. Suddenly, for me over here, we have a contained Star Trek Adventures game coming up start of next month with the Soul Citizens group. I'm proud of what I've done so far with that. It's going to be an interesting one.
I'll be there too.
With our, oh no, that's a different group. You're with
it's a different
another
group.
Mm-hmm. Soul Citizens have a mix of RPG experience. It's going to be interesting. I've also, on the spur of the moment, pre-ordered the new Hunters book.
Oh, I gotta do that.
Interesting. You can do it over on the Renegade store.
Mm-hmm.
It's hidden under pre-orders.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up, hopefully soon, will be Demon the Fallen. Things are falling into place for that. Jesus Christ, there's so many other things coming as well. Secret Project X is actually... I had one of those epiphany moments when you're reading a rulebook and you're like, oh, I get it now. Okay. So that's coming along nicely. Homeworld will be coming along at some point when they release the book. Looking forward to that. I've got to try and actually gather up some players for that. I'm sure there's more that I'm forgetting. Race Special at some point. Get my arse in gear for that. And there will be another Star Trek Adventures game from the Pendragon soon, as I get that written. And then maybe you'll see another contained Star Trek Adventures game in the not too distant future. And of course, oh yes, that was the other new fucking thing. Over on anchor.fm/Table of Horrors, you can catch audio versions of this game. I may slowly put up other games, but it is a bit of a nightmare to do so. You can also find us on Spotify now. I have no idea how Spotify works. I still use Windows Media Player. No, not Windows, Winamp. I still use Winamp. But we are on the Spotify. If you want to catch old episodes with video and everything, go over to YouTube. Other than that, we'll be back next week with another episode of Nihon Nights. And of course, we do have a very, very light play-by-post in the works. Feel free to let me know if you want to join. All you have to do is just join our Discord and say, "Can I play the play-by-post?" And we'll be like, "Yeah, all right, done." That's easy.
It's really that simple. And if you like what they do, come join us.
Yeah, if you want proper, full-on, regular, 24/6 play-by-post, Cajun Nights, amazing stuff. Really good.
But not until next week Friday. We're currently on our blackout week. We take one of those every 3 months because burnout is a thing, yo.
Oh, and starting soon as well will be London After First Light, another 50M game. What is wrong with me?
but that doesn't mean you shouldn't join. We're still going to be doing different community stuff. Like I promise you, sometime before next week Friday, we are going to be doing things like karaoke night. We do those at least once a month. It's going to be a great time.
Speaking of karaoke, we'll go raid Monty Written, who I absolutely adore.
Oh.
Tell him the DIY
he's good
DJ
people.
department sent you. But of course, we cannot go until Boscavian says the line.
Have a good night.
Thanks, Isaac. Thanks.
You're quite welcome. I know you love this voice. It gets you excited, Shiv.